Where are the low-value men?
The hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site. You can believe that. You can believe that. You can believe that.
Contracted COVID, but says with a mixture of medicines, including the controversial horse dewormer that has poisoned hundreds of people nationwide, he's now recovered.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
From the headlines to the whispers dark, low value mail, low value mail at 9 o'clock, where truth and fiction take a walk.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Our stories are.
All right. Is this going to work, Alex Stein? What do you think,
I have
man?
no idea. We've been here for a minute trying to
What
get
do you
it
think? One
troubleshooted.
of the two most censored men in this room.
I don't think that's true.
Well, in the room.
In this room?
Yeah.
I guess, yes, that is
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I was going to say on the
I didn't
internet,
hear
I
you
guess.
finish the end of it, to be
Yeah,
honest. Because,
okay.
I mean, I'm a little flustered because I'm happy we got the podcast started because I've been holding my tongue the entire time. The fact that Canada got their ass whooped by America in hockey. Like, it's just crazy because I don't even care. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and like, hockey is a badass sport. The players, they're
It was
artists.
a sick game, though. Did you watch it?
I saw the highlights of
Man,
it. Yeah,
that
I know. I did
game
not watch
was-
it live. I'm not going to sit here and cap, but we whooped that ass. I saw the live tweets. I saw you tweeting about it. How you
Dude,
said this is
that
better
game
than the Super Bowl.
was fucking amazing. That was
They fought. I did see they fought 3 times in the first 10 minutes.
The first 9 seconds.
9 seconds. Or
Yeah,
excuse me,
there
that's what
was-
it is. 9 seconds, not
Yes.
10 minutes. But why? I mean, is there that much bad blood they can just keep fighting like that? I mean, what's that all about? That doesn't seem.
So, for one, due to Trump's continued.
Oh, that's why they were fighting because of political difference. Oh, that's brilliant! I didn't even see that.
Yeah. It's because Trump wants to annex.
tariffs,
No, he wants to annex Canada, right? And then so now Canadians have been booing the U.S. national anthem at events, right? So the Canadian and like a lot of Canadians are like, stop doing this. It's like it's not about like stop doing like.
No, this
stupid-
is good. No, keep doing it. What was that movie where John Goodman was like fighting with Canada and they had to try to sneak they were thought
John Goodman
or
Canadian Bacon?
Not Canadian Bacon. What was the movie where they?
By the way, is it all synced up? Is it working now?
I have no idea.
That's a message for the chat.
What I'm saying, I think there's a movie where there's these guys in
Hold on,
America.
let me just make sure this is even streaming right now.
Are we even live?
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Are we?
Yeah, it shows it here. So we're back. Yeah, I think you're not talking about Canadian bacon.
No, I can't even look at the chat. Gosh, I forget what it's called. But my point is, I think the world is a better place if America and Canada have a little bit of tension. Like, not a lot. I don't want a lot of heat, but like,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
kinda
a
like
lot more is
professional
coming.
wrestling. Like, we need a little bit of Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know why we need Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan, but I feel like it's just.
Well, that normally would have been like America versus Russia, like a Cold War
Why
kind of
say
thing.
why wrestling? Because it's not
like America in wrestling parlance just did a massive heel turn. Like the way Canadians feel about it is they're like, they're literally everyone in Canada is like, we thought we were friends. And then America's just like,
Is that
nope.
really? Is that really how Canada's taking it? Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah, dude.
stabbed in the back.
Oh, absolutely, man. They're like,
Oh,
they're
wow.
like, we fucking fought in World War I. I was listening to this interview with Steve Bannon today, and this Canadian reporter dude, and Steve Bannon's like, Canada per capita had like the highest death counts in World War I and World War II. Like fighting for democracy, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then Canadians are like on 9/11, they let all these planes on 9/11 land in Gander, Newfoundland.
Okay.
Or whatever. You heard of that
I didn't know
musical,
that, but they let
musical
them-
Come From Away?
No.
It was this huge musical. I don't know. I think it was big on Broadway and stuff. But anyways, they were like, we took all these Americans in on 9/11 when they didn't have anywhere to go, and this is how they repay us.
For letting us land.
Emergency
land so we
emergency
don't
land.
crash into a terrorist attack. Yeah,
I don't understand. Is this not because I'm watching this and it's live on YouTube?
No, okay.
But I can't tell. Oh no, they are.
Let me try to pull it up because.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, but I'm like, hold on.
Yes, there I am. So I see it as well with 48 people watching.
Okay, so
share the stream.
Okay, this is fine. Yeah,
looks like it's working.
Oh, we got Mark the host. Sorry, we're having some tech issues here.
We need some mods. Where are your mods at?
I have some mods. I used to have 1 million mods. Okay.
I got the
okay.
I got the best mods.
So we're good. We're good. Shout out to your mods. But anyways, yeah, the Canadians, and I know people are sick of me talking about Canada. It's so weird. Somebody
said we're going to talk about Canada. For
some
the
people are
hour,
literally saying, "Has it started?" So here's the thing.
On which platform?
On YouTube, they're in the chat of the thing that we're watching, saying, "Has this started?" I don't see a video.
I don't know.
So I had.
People could be messing with us too.
People
do that too.
Yeah.
Well. It's because they're seeing the one from 5 minutes ago. Did you delete that one?
But how are they in that? Yeah, I did delete it.
Oh, well, then I don't think so because.
So, dude, YouTube's been bugging for me last week. Oh.
It's not YouTube. It's something you're doing.
No, look at this. I made a new fucking stream. Okay,
yes.
Sorry for the low value nature of this. I'm telling you, this is not my fault. I made a new stream. I deleted the old one. Now it says live now, and it says there's another one upcoming. And last week when this
so you made a.
But last week when this same thing happened, like when this exact same thing happened, I made a new link, and it ended up being the exact same link, even though every stream needs to have a different link, obviously.
That doesn't even seem possible.
It literally happened, and I fear that it's happening again because now it says everybody's waiting for the show.
You need to try to make that stream private through the YouTube studio if that's...
This is fucking a nightmare.
I know, and you're from Canada. Like, you think
Dude,
you'd be smart, eh?
It's like things have not been bad enough for the Canadians right now.
I know. Your hockey team is just collapsing on the world's biggest stage, and then Justin Trudeau is just resigning in shame.
This is ridiculous.
And then on top of that, like, the weather right now is not good in Canada, and just the overall morale in the country is probably low. So it's that low that the Canadians are resorting to physically assaulting people that they feel that have done them wrong instead of responding.
Well, they're not you're saying the hockey is fighting is normal.
I know that's typical for hockey, but still, it's not typical to get in that amount of combat before.
Well, dude, this is
more than normal.
This is the All-Star game. What's going on right now?
Yeah,
that's the craziest part. Is like they replaced the All-Star game with this.
I they say hockey's not rigged, and if I think pro sports are rigged, but if there is one that's not, it's probably hockey, right?
Hockey's the least rigged of them all.
Because, I mean, how many judgment
impossible
calls?
to rig.
Yeah, and and it's not impossible because you could always pay like a goalie or, somebody.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, some.
But like the refs, I mean, checking all these judgment calls, I mean, they're more objective than subjective, like the NFL.
Yes, and like the normal NHL game has maybe 3 or 4 penalties called, and even still, like a penalty is not a guarantee that you're going to score a goal.
Exactly.
In the NHL, the NHLs are the hardest ones to rig.
So the NHL,
and it's the only one that has a hard salary cap too, which I feel is a part of it. That's why the NHL playoffs are the best. Not to talk too much hockey, but that's why I think the NHL playoffs are the best because. It's just the most parity. Like in the NBA, like an 8 seed is never going to beat a 1. Like I know it's happened before, like maybe a couple times, but it's like pretty much.
Did you see that Luka trade?
I was going to ask you about that actually.
I mean, it's obviously an inside job, and then it's funny because you're Danny Polachuk, and then your family's from Israel, and the owner of the Mavericks is from Israel, and then
your parents are actually from Ukraine.
Yeah, well, oh really?
Yeah.
But that's what they're saying is like they're not planning on moving the team to Las Vegas. They're going to move.
I saw that.
Move to Israel.
No way.
Yes, they are. Tel Aviv Mavericks.
No fucking.
Yes,
way.
They are.
That's the conspiracy.
Mark Cubanstein. Yes, that's what they're saying.
Mark Cubanski.
Yeah, or Kubaniski, whatever. So they're going to Israel, and they're going to be the first Israeli basketball team, and so
that's that is the first I'm hearing of this.
it's on ESPN. It's on the ticker on ESPN.
That they're moving
to Tel Aviv. Yeah,
that's too far.
Well, the head coach just got arrested, or the assistant head
I
coach.
saw Daryl Armstrong.
Yeah, got arrested for aggravated assault. So they just figured, let's just.
So do you buy the whole Adelson?
In a way, yes. I'm joking about Israel, but I know that sounds far-fetched, but there's a movie called Major League that I'm sure a lot of people have seen, and that was the theme of the movie, is that she wanted to tank the Cleveland Indians so that she could move the team. And, like, if you look at that story, it sounds like unbelievable, but the Seattle Supersonics literally moved. So, like, if they'll move the Supersonics, they would move the
they
Dallas
move teams
Mavericks.
all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if it was the Dallas Cowboys, I'd be a little different because they are so, their brand is so recognizable, but nobody gives a shit.
I mean, they were in the NBA Finals last year.
I know, but still, who cares?
Do people, like you're saying, people in Dallas don't care?
Because I went to the game. I thought there was going to be all these protests. There was a couple hundred people protesting.
I heard lots of people got refunds on their season tickets.
And they did, but really, it's all the fans are just like kind of kids. Like, nobody really cares enough to protest that much. So they're just kind of already over it.
Yeah, because if you're like a basketball fan, you're not just like, I don't like basketball anymore.
Exactly.
And you also go to see the opposing team a lot of times.
And you want to give it, maybe Anthony Davis is good, even though he literally got injured in his first game. I don't know. Pro sports.
Everybody thinks you're Jewish, by the way.
I know, my last name's Stein.
You're just a couple of Jewishes chilling and scheming.
Which is
you love
fine,
to see it.
which is fine.
But you're not Jewish.
Well, not technically, because it has to be your
I mean, Stein's like a German name.
It is. But my grandfather was Jewish, but my dad's dad, ended up moving to New York and starting a different family.
Oh, okay.
And so he was actually just kind of hardly ever saw my dad. So my dad was actually raised Christian.
Oh, gotcha.
And then I was too, because my mom was from Indiana.
But you are by blood somewhere down the line.
Yeah, somewhere down the line.
So you got that scheming in
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a good hustler, and that's why. And
you are a good hustler.
And I'm not anti Judaism at all, but I just think
anti-Canadian.
No, I'm pro-Canadian as well.
That game on Thursday night. Well, because that's the thing. That was a round robin game.
So was it the? I don't even know.
So
how
it's
they
the
were.
finals. Canada beat Finland today. So the finals is
They'll
on
play again
Thursday night, and it's Canada versus USA. But this time it's in Boston instead of Montreal.
Ooh.
So the question is: Are the Americans classy, or are they going to boo the Canadian national anthem after getting there
in Boston?
In Boston,
that's the most racist.
I know. There's the last, but this is all white people. This is the whitest.
Yeah, but the white people say the N-word too.
I'm aware.
So.
Yeah, but that's the question. Is our.
I think so because.
Would you boo the Canadian national anthem after knowing?
No, probably not. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I would. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I would boo them just like I'm trolling you, but I wouldn't actually boo them. Like I wouldn't know. Maybe if everybody else was booing, I might kind of jump in, but yes, I wouldn't be like proactively protesting the Canadian national anthem. No.
Just because
I don't care. I don't have any heat.
America's going to end.
I like to joke that there's heat with Canada, but
I mean there is. I'm telling you, man. Like
they say Trump wants to take it over, but we don't want Montreal. We don't want those French.
Yeah, you do. Montreal's sick, man.
I know it is a sick city. I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm not saying
you don't. No, what you don't want is like Toronto.
I feel like Toronto's a sick city too.
Yeah, but you don't want that. You don't want the people from
There's
there.
a lot of Sikhs there. There's a lot of Muslims, but
very liberal.
Yeah, but
like to the point of like destroying the city, and they don't care.
Like Calgary, I think America would like that, but still, Canada being a separate entity is better for the world.
I don't know. I was watching. Have you ever had Steve Bannon on your show?
No, I've met him a few times.
I was listening to an interview with him today, and he's pretty tapped in.
Yeah, he's very tapped in
with Trump and whatnot.
It's an understatement.
His theory is that this whole thing is actually a battle over the Arctic, because that will be like the next big war. Because essentially, like Russia, China, all essentially.
You're talking about the South Pole or the
North
Pole?
Pole? The North Pole.
That's what he thinks is right now is what we're fighting over, and that's why he wants.
Yes.
That makes sense. I mean, I just didn't. I think about both the poles a lot, but
basically America's biggest weakness right now
is that we have a weakness at the North Pole.
Correct. In the Arctic,
is a military weakness.
Is the worry is that if they don't do something, is if America doesn't take over Canada and fortify the Arctic, then Russia or China or Russia and China are going to invade via the north, and then you basically, Canada is going to become China or Russia anyways, and then you now have China and Russia on your doorstep.
See, I don't know. I just did. The reason why I'm in town is I did this thing, Debate Con, and I've done it a few years, but I was debating the moon landing and like whether you believe the moon landing or not. It's just. I think it's just accepted though that Werner von Braun, who was a Nazi, brought over during Operation Paperclip, that the rockets that he used in the Apollo missions were V-2 rockets that were planned as bombs, as weapons, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's hard to say that. And so the idea that I guess they want to be in the Arctic so they could shoot these, I feel like they could shoot them from farther away too. So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess it is probably important.
I mean, anyways,
strategically,
this is saying, strategically, yeah. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
And
but I feel like they could shoot us from other places too. Is what I'm saying.
I don't even think. Well, that's why Trump's doing like wants an American Iron Dome for this reason. But there's tons of resources up there too.
Yeah.
And it's weird because if you look at the map, it's like Russia is obviously like China is below Russia, I guess, on the map. But then you'd think Russia would have a claim to the Arctic because
there's definitely some secrets too up there like that we don't know. I don't know what that is, but there's
some shit going on.
There's something up there. It's like the pyramids in Egypt. Like, we can look at it, we can study it, but we still like, what is the significance? What is this? It's more than just a tomb,
Sure.
So I feel like the North Pole is probably similar to that. Like there's more.
I don't think they're in it for the secrets though. I think there's resources there, and it's just like America can essentially, like if America got Greenland and then they take back over the Panama Canal and they get Canada.
They should take over the Panama Canal just to take it so China doesn't have it.
Well, they already made some sort of agreement, but I think it's literally like if you think about it like a game of Risk. Like you would be open, like when you have Canada, you have like Greenland, you have Alaska, and then you just have this country, Canada.
Most of Canada is empty, right? I mean,
yeah, like most people in Canada live within, I believe, 100 miles of the border. Almost everybody in Canada lives within 100 miles, like 90% or something.
Very rural.
Yeah. I'm going to open the phone lines, actually. Let's get some calls from people. We got Mark on the ones and twos. 1-888-949-2969. Apologies for all the issues. It's not my fault, though. Sim Calpin says, Club of Rome divides the entire world into 10 nations. One of those new nations is the U.S., Canada, and Greenland. I don't know what the Club of Rome is.
Maybe. Have you ever heard of the Nation of Islam?
Of course. Like
in Yaqub.
Farrakhan?
Yeah,
Yaqub.
How he created the white race.
Yeah. Big fan of it.
Yeah, I love Yaqub. He was a leader of one of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen any of the Black Hebrew Israelites in New York City?
A lot. I am.
Do they have them?
They won't let me in officially, but they let me watch the YouTube videos.
Do they have any?
They let me comment. They don't
in Dallas?
Comments. What?
Do they have?
They have a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. They have a lot more in Austin, but they have a lot in Dallas.
Yeah.
They go to like
they're aggressive.
whatever game. Yeah, I know. They'll go to like whatever sporting event and just sit there, and they all have a purple shirt.
Yeah, they all have these purple.
Why is it always purple? I mean, that is the color I guess it represents.
Maybe royalty.
That is what it's supposed to symbolize, yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But anyways, Canada versus USA on Thursday night. I'm going to be on an airplane, and I'm really fucking hoping that it has TV, because if it doesn't...
What airline?
I don't know. I didn't book my flight, so I haven't checked.
Well, I mean, you can kind of tell, because if it's American, Southwest...
Flying to Vancouver.
Or Delta, it's going to have Wi-Fi on it, and usually, even if you don't pay for the upgraded Wi-Fi, you fly enough, they usually give you like a free...
Yeah.
Even if they don't have a monitor.
I need one with the TV. It should be fine, because
should be fine.
It's New York to Vancouver.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. But anyways, if I show up in Canada, man, because we're doing shows at Just for Laughs in Vancouver.
Oh, that's great.
And if Canada loses... I predict it's going to be a dark mood.
Really?
I think so, dude. I'm telling you, not a lot of wins
America
happening. And
cares if
they do now, because their fucking anthems getting booed. So now it's become this like personal thing. Normally, Americans don't give a shit about hockey.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
arguably
saying.
Like not even the fourth sport. It's like MLS might be giving NHL a run.
I mean, to be fair, the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, I heard more about her than any hockey player.
Yeah, but that's fucking propaganda.
That's propaganda. But propaganda does exist.
That is not authentic. Like that was
authenticity doesn't always necessarily.
I mean, a
best
genius
judge,
move. Obviously, the NHL could have never seen this coming, that there'd be this, like, fucking two teams playing for gold. One of the countries is threatening to annex the other country. Good
Well,
shit.
reality is stranger than fiction, so
Yeah.
you know this isn't that far fetched, I guess.
No, I mean, I don't think there's ever been any sort of sporting event. Maybe there was. I think I tweeted about it where I said it would be like when a country's playing for sovereignty, like it's so exciting.
It is.
They should do it more. And then I think someone responded being like, it happened one time. There's something similar before, but anyways, it should happen a lot more. All right, let's take some calls here. One moment, please. I got some more stuff I want to talk about. We got Bill P. Where he's calling from? I don't know, but let's find out. Bill P, are you there?
Yeah, I'm calling from Albany, New York there. Big fan, Danny.
Is it all fucked up for you?
Yeah.
All right, great. Just another thing. How's it going, Bill P? We kind of have a
Can't complain, man.
All right. Well, we have another issue. When it rains, it pours, guys, because it sounds like you're two of you echoing. I don't know if it's your line or not. Actually, Bill P, can you hold on?
I've got TV off.
Can you hold on 1 second?
No problem, brother.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try.
All good, homie.
Man, I fucking hate this shit.
Is every Monday a call-in show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Every Monday's a call-in show. Let's try this again. Let's see. Testing one. Can you hold on. Sorry, everybody. It's not my night. It's not my night.
I feel like I have you rattled a little.
Dude, I hate fucking doing like live shows
with a guest
and no producer. I have a
Yeah.
producer, Mark, but he's not in studio producer.
I love Mark.
Mark's the man. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get Bill. Are you there?
I'm here, brother.
All right. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Are you on speakerphone?
I don't think they hear it on their end. I think it's just on us.
Oh. Well, just then, if they don't hear it, then
yeah, we'll.
I don't mind it.
Hello?
What do you have to say?
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
better?
P.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're on.
Hey, man. Big fan. Loved when you come through Albany or Saratoga there, Danny.
Thanks,
Big fan
man.
of Pimp on a Blimp, too.
Yeah, yay.
I'm curious. I know the Pimp on a Blimp is a fan of the Dabbleverse. Are you familiar with Franklin Sheckler's videos or follow Ray DeVito at all?
Are you asking me or are you asking?
He's asking me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Honestly, either. I know Alex follows the Dabbleverse. I'm not sure if you do, Danny.
I don't follow it. I just did Gino Bisconte's live stream the other day.
Oh, wow. That's strong. Yeah, I think I actually saw some clips. Maybe Franklin Sheckler posted those clips. Yeah, I've seen his channel a lot.
Probably. I get tagged in his
But
stuff all the time.
I was just on Luis Gomez's and Zach Amico's show today, and we got into the Dabbleverse a little bit.
It's my least favorite.
But you're best friends
universe.
with Ray DeVito. So.
I do like Ray. It is my least favorite universe out of all comedy, artistic. I like them less than the Swifties.
You should let Ray live
I like
in the
them
studio. Have you
less
ever
than
thought
the
about that?
Swifties. No, I have not.
He would love
considered
that. He stays on a lot of people's couches.
He might like it, but it's not an option.
I love Ray DeVito. He's like
Ray's a man.
He's the straw that kind of stirs the Dabbleverse drink. I mean, Kevin Brennan actually does that the most. But yeah. In the Dabbleverse, it's just so toxic.
Like when we're calling stuff toxic, you know you're like really toxic.
Yes. So, yes.
Toxic.
You know, what Anthony Cumia says about the Dabbleverse is pretty accurate.
What does he say?
Just how it is, just, you know, the lowest of the delusional. I don't know what he says, the lowest of the low. It's not that bad, but like
the thing is all they do is just comment about themselves,
each other. Yeah, well,
like
then
all
Shuli
like dude,
Igor, his producer Iso, got caught with 6,000 images of child pornography.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
And yet he spends hours.
Shuli's
and hours.
terrible, man. F Shuli.
I don't think Shuli is a
Shuli knew
predator.
for
No.
sure, man. Shuli knew. I'm with you,
Well,
Alex. Shuli knew.
I mean, it's more of the timeline. When did he find out? Like, obviously, Shuli didn't know immediately, but I do believe.
I'm not
I do
saying
believe
that.
Shuli knew that something very bad happened, and then had a little bit of time to kind of digest how he wanted to tell this thing. And I'm saying this empathetic to Shuli because I know that would be hard to have to explain to your audience that your producer, a guy that you've gassed up for years, is all of a sudden a child predator. So I understand like why you might want to sit on that information for a little bit, but I think it's obvious that he had to think about how he wanted to say that. So whether he knew a long time before, I don't really think that's the case, but I do think that he knew. It's not like he found out.
How long did the guy go to jail for? I saw that's something he got.
I don't know. He's in jail, but he had whether he goes to jail for 5 days or 5 years. He got caught with like 6,000 images, I think. So the guy deserves to be in jail for the rest of his life,
Yeah,
but I don't think he'll get that.
Yeah. The Dabbleverse though, it's like a soap opera for guys, kind of like just.
It is, and I have friends and fans in Australia that like the Dabbleverse.
Yeah,
so it's weird that it is very relatable, and people like watching because they like watching Ray DeVito and Ray talk about how he like lives in his car and how he's staying with Teamster Tim and like.
Oh, you're well versed in this.
Yeah, and like Chad Zumick, and I like Chad. Chad's like mad at me, but like how Chad's like getting arrested for stealing veterans' credit cards, and I think Chad's funny, and Chad has gotten over that. But you know what I mean? Like you couldn't write this. It's like how there was a blind guy in charge of the oversight commission.
Sure.
Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like if you were just trying to write this as a fiction writer in a writer's room, they would say, I don't know, this sounds too unbelievable.
I mean, no, they'd be like, this is the stupidest story ever. You sure you want to make this? And you go, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Kevin Brennan was on Saturday Night Live
I'm aware.
for a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And his brother, I mean, whether you think Neil Brennan is funny or not, he's produced some great stuff. And, Kevin will see this clip and be like, oh, Alex is, he'll probably get mad. But
I think that's the thing. I think
Half-Baked
Kevin
was a
Brennan.
great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wrote Chappelle Show.
Yeah, I mean, Chappelle Show is one of the greatest shows. But especially
I love Kevin Brennan. I think he's hilarious.
Kevin Brennan is so
hate
funny.
the Dabbleverse. Hate
Kevin
it.
is so funny.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, man. No more Dabbleverse talk tonight. Later.
Good night.
Okay, let's take another call. One moment, please. Hello, you're on Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Sarah Finn.
This is Sarah. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really good. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. How are things with you? What do you want to talk about, Sarah?
I've been really interested in that Sean Ryan interview with Palmer Luckey. I
literally just finished listening to it maybe 2 hours ago.
Okay. I haven't even finished it, but I've been anticipating this for years. Like we're about to enter Universal Soldier territory.
Yeah, for sure. Dude,
it's wild.
You know what Palmer Luckey is?
Yes, but you know what's so funny is I never would have imagined that, Danny, I'd be sitting across from you like, did you see the latest Sean Ryan podcast?
No. I don't watch those. I've seen.
Sean Ryan is good. I'm not even hating.
Yeah, I didn't say that. No. I watch podcasts purely based on guests.
Yeah.
So if
most podcasts are guest driven.
Yeah, I only watch them based on guests.
This was one of his first since he left Facebook. After he got acquired and stuff.
And
he's
Sean
been
Ryan
on radio
is good
for nearly a decade.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to hate on Sean Ryan. I'm just surprised to see Danny be like, I just saw the Sean Ryan. I don't know the way you say that.
It's the Palmer Luckey because I'm really into Palmer Luckey and he doesn't really do podcasts. Yeah. But the shit he's doing.
Yeah, I'm a big VR head.
Yeah.
Crazy,
he
man.
He did say some.
Well,
Dude,
what do you guys
those
think
rockets
of all the craziness that was on, Sean Ryan prior? Because there was the Tesla truck stuff and the anti-gravitic technology stuff, and then he's got Palmer Luckey on. It's like we're full bore going into singularity land in the next 5 years.
What is singularity, man? No. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but what is that transhumanism? What is singularity, man? Where they have a computer in our brain? What is your version of that?
Okay, so last night I heard that they just dropped a crazy leak that there's a investment firm in China that was forcing their employees to have BCI, which is brain computer interface.
Yeah.
And in order to make that drop, they had to pay out the nose in Ethereum. It was crazy. So they paid
they're paying them in crypto in the story?
$1.5 million to
hook a computer chip to their brain.
No, so basically, to drop the leak, they had to pay out the nose in crypto.
Oh, okay.
And so, somebody was literally investing in the whistleblow on it. But it's crazy because if you look at all the headlines and stuff coming out of China in the past 6 months, they're starting to go public with their BCI stuff and, starting to unveil that they're, going Universal Soldier. And then we've got this interview with Sean Ryan and Palmer Luckey. It's we thought this stuff might be in 2030, but even Elon Musk was talking about, we're going to have general use BCI stuff in the next 2 years once they get past the like safety hurdles.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have like exoskeleton shit. Paul Malucky was talking about, like literally.
Yes, he
like
talked about that in that. Yeah,
they kind of even have it now where you can kind of sit, like you almost can wearable exoskeleton.
No, he has like Paul Malucky literally was like, I went for a run last night
in one,
and he like tinkers. I think he designed it himself. He's like, I went for a run last night, and he's like, I ran like a sub. He's kind of like, formerly fat guy, not athletic.
It'll be like an Iron Man suit.
Well, he's the only dude on Time Magazine to ever have his toes out. Just saying, it's kind of funny.
Have his what out?
His toes out. His toes.
What's the significance? He has he's doing,
freak dog.
So he's doing Feet Finder.
Yeah.
No, what I mean,
there's
what is
just like some minds cannot be, like put in shoes. They gotta rock the flip flops,
Flip flop guy.
Toe
shoes.
Wild.
Caller, do you smoke marijuana?
Pardon?
Do you smoke Mary Jane, THC, or Delta 9?
I have for many decades in the past. I don't currently, but I definitely love Mary Jane. I'm a little bit more interested in DMT, but yeah.
Oh, so I can tell.
I actually just dropped a book with my good friend on DMT later this month.
No, so you're blasting off like that?
Not casually, but yes, I've blasted off many times.
Yeah. When's the last time you blasted
Hard
off?
to casually use DMT.
Yeah, listen, Danny, you've never even blasted off.
I have blasted off.
Maybe like 4 years ago. I blasted off so hard 4 years ago that I haven't been back since. Let's just put it that way.
It'll do that.
Completely, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And from one session, you just blasted off that hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
That's all it takes. It's just
but be careful if you're watching this. Be very careful. Don't play around with it.
Yeah, DMT could.
Yeah, it's not a toy. Yeah.
It is not a toy.
But I don't know. I sometimes, think about where we're going with AI, because I also heard a really interesting story that they were doing machine learning on irises, and they've been able to teach the machine to distinguish between male and female irises, and even human doctors can't do that just based on looking at it.
Well,
Facebook.
So, if a machine can do that, there's all these different layers of data and information that we're not really hip with, right? We can't perceive it. But the machine learning can. And it's like, where does that bleed over into things like psychedelics, and our perception of different dimensions and brain states and stuff like that?
Well,
it's a wild time to be alive.
On Facebook, through the terms of service, you give consent, and that it actually measures your pupil to see how you react to certain content.
Is that true?
The pupillary distance, and your iris. That's why I don't really use Meta so much anymore. To be quite honest, I'm kind of an old VR head. I've been a fan of Palmer Luckey for a long time. But, the whole biometrics and consent and stuff that Zuck is harvesting, it gets a little weird. So people got to be careful and educate themselves about what they're getting into.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We need to be more educated. But, people are busy. They don't want to kind of figure things out for themselves.
Yeah, I mean
but that's what's nice about these podcast drops, because people don't have time to read stuff anymore, but they have time to listen while they multitask. That's why I'm really stoked about this medium.
Yeah, I mean podcasting is great, but yeah, the Palmer Luckey thing really, all the China stuff really spooked me out. He was like they
make their boats military grade.
They make them all military grade. He's like they can build. They have 350 times the capacity to build shipbuilding than the United States, and
it takes them. It takes us 4 years for what them takes 1 year or whatever.
No, less. And the U.S. has 8 days worth of artillery if they were to go to a war.
Yeah, we get all of our ammunition from China,
but also
that's why we can't fight a war with China.
No,
but they've already talked about this. Time Magazine, all the major outlets have even said that we can't go to war with China because we rely on them so much for ammunition.
Yeah,
so.
I know, and I guess that's what Trump's trying to.
And they have our computer.
Yeah, I
chips,
gotta make friends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, China already owns us. I mean, we want to try to pretend like it's just TikTok, but all of these countries have all of our information. I mean, if they have our social, they can have backdoors to all these social media apps. I just feel like, how much information do we have, really?
Probably a lot. I mean,
I know, our buying power and our bank accounts, but other
have
than
you guys heard about the Google Willow computer chip stuff, the quantum computing with Willow?
Yeah, that's actually Martin Shkreli, who's been on the show before. He was talking a lot about it. He kind of said it was bullshit. A lot of these quantum things, the stuff that they said they can do, realistically is really, really far out.
Well, this is why AI is a threat, and it will get kind of like lower level and medium level, people's jobs will just go extinct. But at the same time, all of the telecommunication companies, AT&T, you name it, they spend millions of dollars every year in testing where they try to get their call centers to be automated.
They're going to be all, dude.
Well,
we're 3 years away from them.
But that's what you say, and that's what they've been saying for 3 years. Is that even today, when they do these tests, when they do it on blind, like you can be paid to do one of these focus groups or whatever.
Sure.
People can always figure out it's a robot within like 30 seconds.
Who cares? It's like, is it better or is it worse, man?
Well,
it's like,
what I'm saying is they want the
like
technology,
idiots.
regardless of
Have you seen that like British AI scamming the scammer?
Yeah.
Yes, but what I'm saying
It's
is
like
they cannot.
older British lady like scamming the Indian scammer.
With all this being said, my point is that they can't recreate a human voice to have the same speech pattern.
Dude, I make AI videos all the time.
I know, but you're not doing that live. You're not talking to
No,
them
they
live.
have
Okay, but
the
like
live show.
realistically, I wanna just give us a little bit of perspective. Like if you think about it, look at the images that we had just 3 years ago coming out of AI. They were
Yes, it
chunky
is.
and stupid
It
looking
is changing fast,
and gnarly,
yes.
and now it's able to fool even people with a pretty good eye. I'm a visual artist myself, and I can still see the difference because I look at the difference every day. But the average person is having a harder and harder time being able to distinguish what's AI generated and what's not.
That is true, but I'm just saying I think there always will be an uncanny valley where you cannot get it perfect.
I think it's going to get really
I hope
close.
so, yeah.
You think?
Yeah. All right, I got to let you go there, Sarah, but thanks for calling in. Sarah, everybody. No, dude, the AI stuff, like, there's tons of scams right now where people, they'll clone somebody's voice and then you, like, call the grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally, like, they call the grandmother as, like, the grandson. And it's live
and
voice
they can do
cloning.
the scam. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the live voice
Dude, it's
cloning,
going to
yeah.
get so advanced, like, in
very
2
quickly.
years. Yeah, because, I mean, it's...
You use it more than me, I'm just saying.
I mean, I use it, and I'm, like, a Luddite at this stuff. And, like, the stuff I can do with literally no training whatsoever.
You're right.
It's going to get really crazy, I think. All right, let's take another call here. We got Billy from Philly. Billy, what's up, dog?
Danny boy, what's shaking, handsome?
How you doing, man? How are things?
Fabulous. Freaking cold down here, but whatever. Hey, quick question for Alex. I was wondering if he would let AOC fart in his face with his mouth open.
Well, I'm in a loving relationship, so my girlfriend.
What about
would not...
for $500,000 to a charity of your choice?
Yes. For yes, if that was to save stray cats and rescue animals,
Exactly.
I would have to do it. Yes.
You'd save for $500,000, you'd save 1 million cats.
That's what yeah. So in that instance, yes, I would. But listen, AOC, I mean, listen, she's my favorite big booty Latina. People want to say she's not good looking. She is attractive. She also has that kind of like aura of being a famous person too. You know, when you see a celebrity, you're like, "Ooh, this is."
I mean, she's the most famous congresswoman,
and she's going to be running for president probably very soon.
God, this country's fucked if she's the president.
She's going to be the nominee at one point in our lives. Maybe not in 4 years, probably 8, maybe 12.
Yeah,
but max 16.
That's scary.
And I should have 16. I mean, health. Hopefully, my health doesn't fail. But I should be here 16 more years. I'm not that old. So that's what I'm saying. So I do think in my lifetime I'll see an AOC. AOC's better than Kamala. Is that crazy for me to say that?
I mean, the problem is she's even further left of Kamala.
She is, but do you think that AOC is more talented as a politician than Kamala Harris, caller?
No.
Oh, you don't? Wow. So I think AOC is more charismatic.
She's hotter.
She's hotter.
I mean, she gets people worked up more. She's definitely more like she could give a speech that would fire people up.
She does the code switching where 1 minute she's Mexican and more Mexican. You know? She's like, Latinx.
For sure. I don't think we're saying Latinx anymore.
Oh,
I think now that Trump won, I think that's over. But in terms of if she were to give a speech to a room full of people, she would get people fired up more than Kamala for sure.
Caller, would you let AOC do that to you?
Yes, he would.
Oh, hell to the yeah. I'd try to put it in a mason jar and sell that shit on eBay.
See, Billy's industrious. Yeah, Billy's thinking.
I wonder what that would
2 steps ahead
bring. I mean, how much would somebody pay for a jarred fart of?
Gwyneth Paltrow was selling her vagina-scented candles, and she made millions off.
Yeah,
them.
but that's goop. I mean, that's
and those are just general vagina scented candles.
Yeah,
I believe.
I don't think they're. Well, I actually they might have used samples from her vagina. Actually, now that I think about it, but regardless of where they got the samples of the vaginal smell, that was goop, which was a luxury brand. So it might be easier to sell it under that label, like those candles.
I mean, and also supply and demand, right? Like, is there just one AOC fart jar that's available on the market?
Well, that would make it more valuable.
It would be super valuable if you were like, this is one.
And how would you authenticate that? Like, I know the baseball card, you can like send it off.
Yeah, you can send it off. They have authenticators.
But
What do you think like Abraham Lincoln fart in a jar would be worth if it was like confirmed real?
I mean, realistically,
probably a lot.
That's museum like Washington's teeth. That'll just go. I don't think that's a private collection thing.
Do you think there's giants in the Smithsonian?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. This
that's all hidden, man. The Smithsonian, they're part of the establishment. They're Rockefeller trained idiots, so they just hide all the truth from us. The whole thing. They want us to make you think you came from a monkey, and that's as smart as you could possibly be. When they say, we came from a monkey, that's all they're doing, taking God out of creation and saying you're no smarter than a friggin' monkey. That's it. Go back to work.
I'm not, but
I like this guy. But have you ever put Pink Floyd on right at the right part of A Wizard of Oz?
Dude, I did that, and that shit worked. I was high on mushrooms, too, but it was, even when she was ringing the bell and he starts playing the bells and the witches hit, dude, it's incredible how timed that thing. I know it's sheer coincidence or whatever, but it's uncanny.
Dark Side of the Moon, baby.
I could just tell. I like this guy's vibes.
Yeah.
He's awake to what's going on.
Sure. And he's also wants AOC to fart in his face.
Yeah, which is, very degenerate of you, but that's
fine. Everybody can have their their vices.
I'm not here to judge. Who am I?
Yeah. Imagine you got addicted to it, though. Like, you did it, and then you're just hooked, and then you're like...
Well,
tough
Kanye did get addicted to nitrous.
Well, that's different. That's one, you can buy nitrous everywhere. That fucking Galaxy gas.
Yeah.
You can buy that shit everywhere. All right, Billy. Anything else, man?
That's it. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Appreciate it. Billy from Philly. Yeah, I mean, if you got hooked on AOC's farts, it'd be an expensive habit.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That would not be a good predicament, to say the least. Being addicted to needing somebody's excrement in a jar.
Well, I think excrement. I don't know if you.
Well, if she's farting into it that much, there's gonna be leakage.
Particles.
Yeah, there's gonna be more than particles if you're doing it that much. I mean.
All right, let's take another call here. Phone lines are open, 1-888-949-2969. Man, we got a lot of calls. We got a lot of people waiting. It's all for primetime Alex Stein, everybody. Hello. You're on Low Value, man.
Hey, Danny, how you doing? It's Charlie from Florida.
Charlie from Florida. What's up, dog? How is it down in Florida right now? I bet it's nice.
It's really nice. It's actually getting, a little cooler for Florida. That's like 60 degrees, but it's really nice actually right now. It's great. It's like perfect to do anything like outside, the beach, biking, any of that stuff. It's great.
Makes me sick.
It's bad where we're at right now.
It's fucking freezing out here.
It's on the temperature gauge. It only says like 28, 30, but the wind chill is 10 degrees. Right
now.
Oh
yeah, feels like.
Up in New York City?
Yes, it feels colder than it says.
Oh, it's because it's so windy.
Yeah, it's
super windy.
Yeah, I'm actually from there. I haven't been there in years, but I'm from Long Island, actually.
No reason to come here.
No, unless for work.
Unless you work here, yeah.
Well, to visit, it's nice to visit. But
it is a great place to visit. It's the #1 tourist spot in America, but right now is not the time to come here to walk around. It is. It's really uncomfortable to walk around just a few blocks. Right now.
Yeah, it sucks.
And I didn't realize it.
Uncomfortable, like dangerous, or just like
just the weather is that cold. I mean, it's a little dangerous. Like but not even that. I mean, I think that's just kind of the charm of the city, that it's a little dangerous. But it's so cold that it's 10 degrees. Like even the FedEx delivery guy is shivering. Like everybody's
brutal.
freezing right now.
And it's honestly not like I had a guy, I was taking the subway last night and a guy was literally having like a total mental episode on the car. I don't know what I was thinking. I got on this train.
Dude, listen to this. Tell the story, then I got to tell mine.
Everybody was at one end of the car and then I just got on and I just like, I'm so unfazed by it that I went and I literally sat down right across from this dude. And
he was having a breakdown kind of.
He was like, there was something really wrong with him. And he was a younger guy, actually. He was like, they have these windows, like those little windows you can open for air, like those little like small ones.
Yeah.
And as the train was moving like through the tunnel, he would be like opening it and like yelling out the window and shit. Like, and
how many stops did you ride with him?
Like 12
the whole time.
Honestly, I felt like it was kind of like
you were babysitting him?
No, I felt like it was honestly like a test of my fortitude,
acceptance,
because I was just, dude, I was like in a lion cage and I was just, calm as shit, just right beside him.
You're just staring at the devil right in the eyes.
Right
Not that he's the devil,
dude,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, he thought he was the devil.
He was on PCP, but and not trying to. Well, I do want to make this about me, but so we landed at LaGuardia, and I have to go do this debate con in Newark.
Did you win?
One of my debates I got voted that I won. The other one I did the moon landing, and nobody ever believes that I'm right when I say the moon landing's fake, but I can get into that later. My point is, it's in Newark. If I would have known it was in Newark, I actually bought my ticket a while ago, and I was planning, like I'll say, an extra day in Manhattan. I just didn't realize it's in Newark, so we landed in LaGuardia at like 9.
You should have flown to Newark.
Duh. I know, but we landed. So we're across town. We're on the other side of Manhattan. So I click Uber. It says $148, and I'm just like, are you serious? It's like more expensive than our Southwest Airlines flight. So I was like, babe, there's an LKQ. And I was going to get an Uber, but I was like, you can take this bus for free to like Penn Station. And then Penn Station, they have to Newark, just one stop.
Yeah, it's quick.
It's just one stop. It was quick. So I just look at the transportation, and my girlfriend's not like annoyed, but she's like, oh my gosh, it's so.
Oh, chicks hate that stuff.
She hates it.
She's like, I'd like to be driven by a chauffeur, please.
Of course, and I understand that, but normally she actually would be okay. And we've been to New York a few times riding the subway, but it was just so freaking cold. But I'm like, let's just get on the bus. So we get to Penn Station. Then at Penn Station, I'm like, the bus drops us off like right there. And we're like, yo, that's not that bad. I'm like, I know, we can take an Uber here and it's still like $70, or we can take an Uber to Newark, one stop. The train, and then one Uber from that train station.
Easy.
Yeah, and then it's like $20. So it literally saves us like $120. I know it's kind of annoying, but that's still a lot of money.
I mean, eggs are fucking through the roof.
Even if you're wealthy, $100 is still $100. I don't care what you say. She's like, okay, that's cool.
That's a lot. Yeah,
I know, but we get off at Newark Penn Station. We were just at regular Penn Station, and then we went to Newark Penn Station. It's one stop.
Rough.
Dude. It was, and I'm not exaggerating because I don't care. And I'm kind of like you, like how you're sitting next to that homeless guy and it didn't really faze you. Like you and I kind of have that same sickness where we're in like a dangerous area and we almost feel more comfortable. Like it doesn't, like we almost want to be there.
Yeah.
We have some sort of kind of weird thing like, I don't know what it is, but I kind of.
I mean, the whole time I'm on the train in my mind, I'm just like Daniel Penny.
Yeah, you're like, I'll save this
train.
I'm
summoning him.
But in your mind, you're not scared. You kind of like that it's a little tense. And I'm the same way. That's why I go to protests to do this. Like I kind of like the adrenaline rush. But my girlfriend didn't. So as soon as you get off Newark Penn, it's like 10. So it's late, but it's not like so late. They have these benches, and all these people are doing this fentanyl fold, like all folded over. And my girlfriend has blonde hair. And this black girl just unsolicited, like, you and your blonde hair ain't going to do good around here, girl.
Oh, no.
Like, the devil's coming after you.
That costs you a lot more than $150.
I know, and her fear and her eyes get so big.
My God.
And then on top of that, at that exact time, like across the terminal, the subway terminal, we're on the top, the trains are on the bottom, like we're street level, like a group of young black people are getting in a fight, like, blah, 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 blah. So the cops have to, like, run there. So the cops were kind of standing next to us, so she felt a little more comfortable because, like, this woman was saying stuff to her, at least the cops nearby. Then the cops have to, like, rush away. So it's just us and this, like, deranged crackhead, like, trying to face off with my girlfriend. And I'm standing there, I'm in between.
Yeah, you're a big boy.
And she's far away, but she's, like, verbally talking to her from a distance of, like, 15 feet. So it is, and everybody else is, like, cracked out, like, basically numb to what's going on. And this woman is wearing like 6 pants and they're, sandals, and she's obviously on drugs. So the Uber gets there, and it's so funny. As soon as the Uber gets there, he's like, yeah, that's a rough stop. And we're like, yeah, it's very rough. And he's like, yeah, most people don't stop at that station because it's that rough. Yeah. And I was like, do you know New Jersey well? And then we got into a conversation. that if you register as an Uber driver in New Jersey, you don't have to get like all the licenses and
Oh,
all
really?
that. Yes, so this guy was from Egypt. He says a lot of people come over here and they'll just drive for a couple months and they register in New Jersey because they don't have to have like whatever that voucher is.
Right,
That
yeah, and then you
token.
can go in the city.
You can just go in the city. You just get an Uber in the city, and they do that. That's like the new scheme. But yes, dude, these subway stations it's bad. It's rough.
Yeah, it's a little dark.
Uber,
Go ahead, Charlie.
Uber drivers. I was going to say Uber drivers in Manhattan. That's got to be like they got to be lit in Manhattan. I mean, they're probably. I don't know how they drive. They must drive like lunatics.
Dude, it doesn't make
It's
sense.
honestly not that bad. It's honestly not that bad.
But the fact,
Really? Oh, okay, that's good.
The fact that the congestion charge got passed.
Dude, honestly, every Uber I take though, they're all like, it worked.
Yeah, they said
they're all like, dude, I took an Uber the other day. The guy's like, if this time it was at like noon on a Monday or a Tuesday, and I was going in the city, and he's like, man. He's like, if this was before congestion tax, he's like, we'd be sitting in traffic right now.
Isn't it like $16 or something?
It's like $9. But apparently they say you can't get charged twice, but then some people are like, they get charged every time. So
I mean, that's still a lot of money. I mean, and that is good that there is less traffic in a very small, highly densely populated place. But
But the thing is, it's never going away, and it's only going up.
It's only going up. And in London, they hate it. They have the congestion tax, and it's like universally hated.
Yeah.
So it's like just
again, depends who you are. Like if you're an Uber
but
passenger,
how many citizens really in Manhattan benefit from the traffic?
Did you see when the people were celebrating it?
Yeah,
it was all like the same people you see at like a Greta Thunberg like fucking.
I know, but I wonder what
rally.
the percentage of.
So all these people like they don't drive, they don't probably ever leave the Upper West Side.
That's what I'm saying, and they probably Uber Eats all their meals anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, is their quality of life improving that much? I don't know.
No, they're not. So. This is from an environmental standpoint. They're like, we want less smog and congestion. Yeah. Charlie, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to two quick things. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. I didn't watch it, but I just saw some of the clips on Twitter about the SNL 50th anniversary. Like,
I did not see
what
it.
Did you guys think of it?
Kevin Brennan excluded from it. That's very
Shocker.
unfortunate.
I mean, Rob Schneider was there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in his video, and I love Rob Schneider. He's the greatest, or he's one of the greatest. Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, but in his video, he kind of did like a 360, and it kind of looked like Kyle Mooney, and then we're kind of looking at him funny if you look at the video. Did you see the video I'm talking about?
Yeah. They were kind of like, is this going to be bad for my career?
I'm just saying, the way, and I like Kyle Mooney. Kyle Mooney's hilarious, but the way he looked in that video, he kind of, I don't know, it just looked like they looked.
Well, I think a lot of them are like, fuck this guy. I actually hate this.
I know, but I don't know why. Even if he was the most conservative, even if Rob Schneider stormed the Capitol, like, why hate him? Because I don't hate a libtard. I really don't. I don't.
Yeah, but they're different.
I know they're different. They take it.
Dude, they're like, they see all the stuff going on with Trump now, and they're like, it's literally this guy's fault. Same thing as the last time around. They're like, it's this guy's fault.
Yeah.
Like all the bad stuff that's happening, and like, there's no transgender musicals in Ireland, and it's like it's Rob Schneider's fault.
I know, but you would think that Rob Schneider earned enough goodwill with a person like Kyle Mooney who grew up watching his stuff. A legendary guy. I'm not saying Rob Schneider's just excused from any sort of judgment whatsoever, but because he likes Trump or because he calls out transgenders or whatever, they just...
I mean, I'll tell you, if this was happening in 2020, the 50th anniversary, they wouldn't have invited him.
You don't think?
No way. It's become a little more acceptable.
And Jim Brewer was there, too.
Yeah, Jim's... But see, Jim had some of the most iconic characters on the show. I mean, Goat Boy, even though there was like... he wasn't on the show that long... Same with Rob Schneider. He was iconic on the show. So
yeah, but no, I didn't see it. I saw the one sketch with the. I mean, I thought it was kind of. Although I tweeted about it, they did the in memoriam of all the problematic sketches.
Right.
Did you see that? They go in memoriam of all the problematic sketches they ever did of like race and you go, yeah, this also coincides with when this show was good.
Yeah.
They go like, oh, we're sorry for. And
this is the funniest shit on the show.
Yeah, you go. These are some of like the funniest sketches.
and well, what I did notice is I saw one of the Barstool guys share a clip, and I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't from the 50th anniversary, but it was like Pete Davidson pretending to vape. And I've noticed that they also recently did a sketch where it was like where they popped the balloon dating show. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they did that with Chappelle.
So like some of their best clips they're doing are just rip-offs of viral content.
Actual
viral. So I'm kind of like, all right. And that is actually a good indication, not that I'm the king of producing, but they really should do more of that because that seems to be working other than them being woke. You know what I mean? Like them making
I mean,
fun.
they definitely came back a little to the middle.
Yeah, I mean, there is some funny stuff
they realized this was not a
They should
viable...
be so pretentious, and they should kind of like joke about like that stupid balloon popping thing is stupid, you know, and that's why it's funny.
Also, it was a Chappelle Show sketch essentially. Like they
it was.
The
You know, they had the characters. I get it, but I'm saying like that kind of I don't know, integration instead of trying to be like super hyper.
Yeah, for sure. Just do comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
And not be so worried about everything.
Do you think that comedians are still? I mean, do you think it's like still a big thing to try to get on SNL, or is that not like really?
If you're young, yeah. If you're like young,
I mean, you're not gonna get on there if you're old. So it's not like you
have to be like under.
You got to be. Yeah, you got to be. I know two guys. I know Marcelo and Michael Longfellow.
You do.
So, I mean, like you guys.
I mean, Marcelo's like. I mean, no, but like Marcelo, like when I moved to New York 5 years ago, Marcelo was literally
an open micer.
An open micer handing it, like selling tickets in Greenwich Village.
Was he doing improv too, or just?
No, just to stand up, and he was.
And he got on SNL just doing stand up.
A lot. No, same with Michael Longfellow. Tons of them are now just stand ups, but like he's like a borderline A-list celebrity.
Yeah, I've seen
he's massive. Like he's fucking huge, and he was. So it is like obviously there's lots of people who go on there and it doesn't do shit for them, but he is like a huge star. And
I guess Shane Gillis is like in his late 30s.
Yeah, Shane's
Shane would have been like probably close to 30 though when he got on.
Yeah,
that's probably
right
about the cutoff right now. I don't think you're.
Yeah,
you can maybe be like.
Well, he's doing pretty good anyway.
Yeah,
so. I mean, for every comedian, yes, it'd be an honor and a privilege to be on SNL. But I don't know if that's everybody's goal. Maybe if you're younger, that might be.
If you're like a sketch improv person, that's the goal. But if you're a stand-up, you're like,
of course.
And people should have that as a goal. But really, people need to go make their own sketches, like Ryan and Danny. And I mean,
well, we do it because we have to.
I know we do. You have.
It's like we have no choice.
But that is, I'm just saying.
Well, yours are awesome. Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah. All right, Charlie, gotta let you go, man. We got a lot of calls here, but
all right, man. Big fan of both of you guys. Have a good night.
Appreciate it, Charlie from Florida. All right, let's take another call here. Let's talk to Rube Star. I haven't talked to him in a bit. Maybe do a little astrology. Mm-hmm. You know astrology?
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
Rube is Rube.
I think it does have an effect on us.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Years ago I would do open mic in Kent and in like right by the lake in Cleveland. I forget the name of the town. There's this place called the Millard Fillmore Presidential Library. He's the only president that doesn't have a library, so this bar opened up and named it after him. But they would do open mic there. And Marcelo was here in Cleveland, and he was hustling like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. He
would do every open.
Oh, man, he was
an Ohio guy?
Yeah, he's from
Shout
Ohio.
out Tony Hinchcliffe, Ohio. Gosh,
yeah.
Ohio's coming up big.
Yeah.
He was either going to do soccer or stand-up, and he poured it all into stand-up. And I used to get so mad at him when I would see him at the Millard Fillmore Presidential Library because it's like, dude, we all suck. We don't want anybody good here. It's like, you're too funny for this stage. So,
well, he works
and
his
I
way
think
through.
when SNL hired him, the tide kind of turned a little. They were kind of more favorable towards Trump and a little more realistic towards Biden.
Trump
and
has literally hosted the show.
I know. Well, they went his first term. They went insane. Like that was like I don't even know if there's one good sketch that came out of that 4 years. Like legitimately, like maybe one or two. It was not a good era for SNL.
Mm-hmm.
But
sorry, caller. What were you saying though?
Rube, go ahead.
Alex, I want to know if you would ever go on Lift the Veil with Nathan Stoltman again sometime.
I've been on his show. I've been on his show 5 times.
But when's the last time you were on?
No, I'd go on his show again. How is he doing? Do you watch his show? Nate would be really big. Nathan would be really big if he didn't get kicked off all these platforms, and I mean that. Like he actually is very funny.
I've never even heard of him. Guess the deplatforming has worked.
He's an old school conspiracy guy that's been doing it for a long time and has actually a good following, but he's just always been kicked off all these. Every time he kind of gets some headway, he gets kicked off. And he's really not that.
He's
not that controversial, really. But he talks about controversial stuff. But he's not that. He's really not that edgy.
Interesting. Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Rube?
Go ahead, Rube.
Well, just back in the day when you could talk about things, the amount of research he would do into a subject as soon as it happened, I mean, he was my go-to guy. And that's where I first discovered you, Alex, was on his show. So I think he's working, and he only does a show like once a week or maybe twice a week.
On Rumble, though?
And
Where does he do it?
He's still on YouTube. He's real conscientious about what he says.
I
you
see.
know.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And if you know how to read through the lines, I mean, you clearly see what's going on.
Yeah.
Or what his opinion
No, I
is.
like
but
Nathan.
Yeah,
Nathan, I'd go on Nathan's show again. I just hadn't talked to him. I just know that he's always kind of fighting an uphill battle, just talking about what he talks about and trying to be on the mainstream social media networks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to definitely walk the line if you want to do that. Rube, anything else you got there? Oh, go ahead.
He's a big crypto guy, Danny, if you ever want to talk to a crypto guy.
I've had enough crypto talk. Although this fucking Argentina shit's crazy.
You're talking about Dave Portnoy and how he
well,
lost
not.
$4 million
I mean, he was
on
involved in
that
it, but like
Coin,
the president of Argentina
Did a
just
rug pull.
launched a shit coin.
Well,
like,
so did
he's the president. Well, I know Trump did. I understand that, but like he didn't do it in office. Like Trump's legally not even allowed to like discuss the Trump coin right now because it's like
whatever,
conflict of interest or whatever, and you can't make money off of the office. Yeah. This is like the current president, and then he's like, I got tricked into it.
Which is possible.
I don't think so. And then he tweeted.
You don't think so? You don't even think so?
I don't know. He's like a pretty sharp guy. Like, do you hear him on Lex Fridman? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
he's like
you
an
would think
economic.
that he would know that there's
like an econ genius.
Yeah, you would think that there would be a high possibility where he could be defrauded. So you think he would be extra cautious. Yes.
Yeah, like this is like and then he like retweeted another post I think today about the shitcoin. Like, and then he deleted that. Like
to try to get another pump.
I don't know, but I think it worked actually.
Yeah, because anytime you post about it, it's gonna get a pump.
But it's dude.
You know, I didn't realize that, and I saw that from I forget who's fighting with Dave Portnoy, the guy.
CoffeeZilla?
Not CoffeeZilla, the other guy that's so funny that looks kind of goofy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Gosh, I know his name, I just can't think of it.
O'Neill something.
Yeah, O'Neill. But sometimes these people buy these defunct coins as memorabilia, like just to have it, like in their wallet.
I guess. I mean, that's what
so like that's why people still buy it because they like kind of want to own a little bit.
I think that's like.
I don't know.
Very rare. People buy them because they.
Well, people want to make money for sure, but like they'll buy a little bit of it knowing that they might lose on it just to have it. I don't know.
Dude, people lost like the amount of people who are like, I lost because again, people saw this happen and then in their mind they're like, oh, this is the Trump coin all over again, which I missed out on where I could have made like a fortune. So then they just plowed their life savings into this shit or like lots of money thinking like, oh, this will just go to like 75 billion, just like the Trump coin did. And it hit 4 billion and then it just went basically to almost it round tripped. It went from like 100 million, 4 billion back to 100 million. So anyways, not good. All right, Rube, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, so you say.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I got one more thing, Danny.
Yes, go ahead.
Alex, what's your thoughts on Jaron and the final experiment?
Well, I think it showed you that obviously the Earth is not flat. I mean, it's not. I don't know.
Chill.
Man, people hate when you tell them, flat earthers hate it when you tell them the Earth isn't flat.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be a shill.
Danny, it was the fake. Danny, it was the fakest thing. These guys said they were in Antarctica. You couldn't even see their breath when they were breathing.
Rube,
the one guy got a vape.
You think
Rube, you really think they faked?
Wait, Rube, you really don't think that they went to Antarctica?
I mean, you think they didn't go to the moon?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I called Jaron.
Thank you.
I still don't believe in the moon landing, but I'm saying Jaron did multiple calls. David Weiss said that. No, keep him on for a second. No, but Rube, this is the thing.
All right,
no,
Rube,
don't hang up. Don't hang up on it. Hold on, Rube, for 1 second.
Rube,
just
let him talk.
Rube, you are a flat earther, correct?
Obviously.
Like you, I prefer the term geocentric.
Yes, and I like that. But what I'm saying is, whether the Earth is flat or round, the AE map that would typically be used, that sometimes I've looked at it and I've subscribed to that map. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but it's impossible with what Jaron and them saw. And I know the idea that you think that like the government put lights in the sky. I understand the government does all kinds of fuddy-duddy, corruption, and they try to lie to us about stuff. But I don't believe that Jaron or Austin, who are both going through a very tough time considering they've spent years creating this type of content. They don't like saying this. They're not happy that this happened. So for you to call, you can call me a shill all you want. In a little bit, I am a shill because.
And I did, and I will.
What I'm saying, but what I'm saying is you can't call Jaron and Austin shills because they actually did see it and it wasn't
I
fake.
could call Jaron a shill before this for what he did to Eric Dubé.
Rube, I got a question. Rube, I got a question for you. Have you ever considered that the government wants people to believe in flat Earth?
Exactly.
To keep their eye off the ball from
but,
what's actually going on.
Well, but to his point.
Because it's a really nice distraction. There's really no end point to this. Like, you never reach the finality.
This is the real conspiracy. Real quick, I have to cut you off. If you're really, really like a 10th level conspiracy theorist, flat earther, actually, there's a guy, Dr. Robert Sungenis, who is a geocentrist, and he came up with this documentary. It's called The Principle, and it's the actual best documentary. It's not a flat Earth documentary. Nowhere in the documentary does it say the Earth is flat. As a matter of fact, it doesn't mention it, but it would refute a flat Earth. This guy that made this documentary, it's called The Principle. Actual scientists talk about it. And the premise of this documentary is about how the Earth is not moving, and about how Einstein and all these experiments cannot prove the Earth's movement. And that, our perspective, according to all the science and all the tests done in this movie, that we are the center of the universe. And right when this movie was going to drop, it was getting a lot of kickback. That's right when Eric Dubé and all this flat Earth content started getting pushed out. So what they say is the real conspiracy there is the Earth is not flat. They pushed out flat Earth content to lie about the fact that we're actually in a geocentrist universe and that the Earth is the center of the universe. So that we are a ball, but we're not moving, we're not spinning. And that's
blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. Like,
I'm just telling you, that's what the conspiracy is, dude. What, Rube? I don't give a damn if you think
Rube's
it's flat.
Rube's obviously mind's made up.
What about this, Rube? What about when you see the ISS in our backyard? You think that's an airplane?
All right, that did it. You do. God darn it. That's now I believe it. You know, despite the fact that I could see 10 miles across Mosquito Lake, which should have a 66-foot drop from the curvature if you do the formula.
No. And you are right. Like, it is weird that we can see the whole skyline of Chicago. But water, even over a far distance, is always going to be flat. That doesn't mean that underneath it is not. Like, just because the water is flat,
I'll do you one better. Look at the clouds. How come the clouds don't have a curvature?
Hey,
if they're curving
corpuscular
around a
rays.
ball?
I do think it's weird that we have corpuscular
rays. We're talking the same thing, baby.
I agree with you. I do, and that's why I'm on your side on a lot of this. But when we see the observation that Jaron and them made, it's all the predictions of a round Earth.
Danny, these guys are in Antarctica.
They were in Antarctica. I don't even care. I'm not even trying to defend them. I know them.
Snow.
They went to Antarctica.
So Rube, I got to wrap this call up.
Just tell
Rube, I got
Danny, they're walking on the snow. They're not leaving footprints. A kid could figure this out.
So, so what is your theory onto why they did this? To disprove their own thing? Like, you're saying they got paid off?
They're shills. They're all shills.
They got paid off?
They're connected with Patricia
Steer. They took a bag?
And Mark Sargent.
Austin is not a shill, dude.
Yeah. All right, Rube, I got to let you go. Thanks, buddy.
Or Jaron, but definitely not. They're both not. See you, Rube.
Rube, everybody. I mean, here's the thing. If I was the U.S. government, they're talking about auditing Fort Knox right now.
The last time they tried to audit the Pentagon, 9/11 happened.
I know, and they're talking about all this stuff. And if I was them, and I was doing some actual really shady shit, I would love for all these people on the internet to just be like, the Earth's flat.
Yeah, it is a good thing, and it's a way to discredit somebody, because if they have that scarlet letter of being a flat earther, anything else that they're right about can automatically be, disputed, because you don't think their judgment is good because they believe the Earth is flat. So that's kind of why it's used as a psychological operation. But there is a lot of evidence that we can see too far, and that that.
Yeah, I've heard the arguments.
What I'm saying is there is enough to question kind of the reality in which we live in, and they tell us that we just the Big Bang Theory, the two rocks just smashed together and everything came from nothing. Like, if you have some common sense. And I know people are going to be like, well, I'm an atheist. I believe in evolution and that.
Sure.
Who made the rocks smash together? Like, somewhere, something had to set this off. I know that sounds weird because you're like, who created that person? I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. But there's just more to this than they tell us. If they tell us that we evolved from pond scum or monkeys, it's probably the opposite. We were probably created. And maybe it's a simulation. Maybe that's why, and I think about this stuff deeply, because like there is weird stuff with gematria and numerology, especially in the conspiracy world if you ever actually look into it. And there are weird like patterns where like numbers match and stuff. And so I see this and I'm like, is this really the Illuminati's like secretly putting the tail number of a plane to have some weird code when it crashes? Or is it all simulation and that's how the computer like operates? Like, you know, there's just patterns and that's how
that's just the algorithm.
It's just ones and zeros. That's just how the algorithm. I mean, is it
I would be more inclined to subscribe to that personally.
I'm almost thinking that it is because life is a game and video games. I just and for me, when we really get into it, I've been thinking like Egypt and the pyramids. The history that they tell us, Danny, is just not true.
Yeah.
There's just human beings are not dumb, just cavemen, just moving rocks. Like they were smarter than we are now. We're getting dumber now in our lifetime. Like we're in New York City, we're in Manhattan, some of these beautiful buildings. The stonework that's done, the gargoyles, we can't recreate that today. And this was done in the 50s, 60s, 70s, not even that long ago. And we don't have the carpenters or the craftsmen or the stonemasons, whatever it is, that can recreate that. So, and that's 50 years.
Well, actually, I don't even agree with that. There's a crazy in New Jersey. They just opened and they have one outside of Toronto too in Brampton.
And it's a gargoyle, and
it's a crazy Sikh temple. Dude, it's amazing. Like if you look at it, it's one of those things where you're like, you can't even believe it.
Yeah, but it might be 3D printed. It might be.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it was imported.
I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you, overall, craftsmanship is less than it was of not that long.
Well, because unfortunately, we just went the route of like we're going to put up the cheapest
easy,
shit that's
mass
easiest.
Produced. And
have you seen the AT&T building? Have you ever walked by that? Here?
No.
In downtown?
The one with no windows?
With no windows?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But that's more like whatever security because there's servers and that is a creepy building. I just don't think that human beings before us were just like idiots that didn't know how to make AC work. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how AC works now.
Exactly right. But I don't know. I'm not saying that they were like hiding the AC unit, but I just think about like, how did human beings even make it? Like, how did they come on boats across? Like, I'm just telling you, something doesn't make sense. You look at their life.
I mean, maybe not everything's.
How did they walk everywhere? How did they fight the Civil War walking everywhere?
Horses.
I know, but like everybody had a horse.
I actually think about the horse thing a lot.
Everybody had a horse. You're telling me you're just going to walk from Jackson, Mississippi to New York?
Yeah. I think about the horse thing a lot because I'm really allergic to horses. So if I just lived in a time when you got around by horses, I'd just be fucked.
Yeah, you would have. But you got that probably because of like modern day medication.
Maybe.
But still, how are you going to walk from Atlanta, Georgia to Albany, New York?
Yeah.
In the snow.
It's a good point.
I'm not saying that the Civil War is fake, but you know what I mean? Like, how does this...
Civil War is fake? That's a new one.
So that's a new one. I'm a Civil War revisionist.
Yeah. Never happened. The whole thing's fake. All right, let's take a call. We got Melissa on the line. And hang on. We will do our best to get to everybody. We got a lot of people on the line right now. Alex Stein, big celebrity. Hello. You're on Low Value Mail.
Hello.
Hi. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name's Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, no problem.
Hey, long-time listener, third-time caller.
Cool.
Yeah, I love both of you guys. So,
thank you.
I just figured I'd call tonight. Yes.
Did you say third-time caller or first-time caller?
Third-time caller to Danny's show.
That's not that special. I mean, the third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm. Yeah. Charm us,
so
Melissa.
This could be good, but
charm.
Okay. Just I wanted the clarification.
Well, it's not super special. Well, really, I just wanted to tell you guys both. Okay, so in 2020, I think the first video I saw that made me like love Danny and Ryan was the racist versus woke.
Yeah,
very famous video.
And then I was like, oh my god, these guys are hilarious. Yeah, so then I started following you guys. And I think you were so brave about like.
Did you think Danny was gay in that video?
No, I thought it was hilarious.
No, just the comments.
Like the chemistry was hilarious.
Comments say Danny's gay.
No, I don't think he's gay.
No.
Congrats on your wedding, by the way, Danny.
Married to a woman, a beard.
No. I both of you. I appreciate both of you guys for like really kind of poking fun in such a weird time where we were all like, what the fuck is going on? And everyone else was kind of too scared to make fun of it. And you were kind of saying like, I don't know. I just really admire
I mean,
what you guys did, and I think it's super brave and cool.
Beauty of having nothing to lose, huh?
Exactly. You know what's funny? I hate to admit this, and I just love working at the Blaze. I love it. I don't want to lose my job. But when I had nothing to lose, I could do anything.
Anything you want.
And now, because I love my job, I don't want to lose it. I am a little, I am a little like, but when you have nothing to lose, like during the pandemic, that's when you could be so edgy. That was, I do kind of miss that, a little bit of that freedom. But also, when I wasn't making money. I was, I had some followers, this and that. And it's not all about money, but it's just there is like this kind of happy medium where we want to create content because I do love content, even though I didn't get paid. But you also need money to make more content. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's kind of like this.
Sign up for the Patreon. Patreon.com/low-value-mail.
Exactly. And any money that I make, like I am putting it back into myself. So that's why it is kind of fun to support, just like I support other smaller creators, because you actually feel like you're having a say or a help.
For sure.
But
dude, Danny, a couple of weeks ago, Danny on Low Value Mail, I listen to you like pretty often. I love the conspiracy things. Alex, I love your conspiracy things, and I used to listen to your like debate stuff about conspiracies. Yeah. And Danny, you saying like, if you guys don't join my Patreon, like I can't keep doing this. I was like, well, there you go. So I signed up for Patreon. Signed up for Boys Cast Patreon too. Like I would love to support you guys. And it's it's cool.
We do appreciate
it.
We do very much appreciate it.
Yeah, do you feel like did enough people sign up where you feel like you can keep going, or?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
Still want to keep.
I mean, every Monday.
Okay, good.
When do you record Boys Cast?
I do Monday, Tuesday for this in the bathhouse. Wednesday we do the Boys Cast. The Boys Cast is not going anywhere.
So I know, but so you just do Monday this, Tuesday.
Yeah, my main issue with this was that I'm like, I have these, I do these AI videos which take tons of time.
And those are crushing.
But they're crushing, and I literally have to like.
Do they
choose.
let you monetize those on YouTube?
No.
Of course.
Well, my channel is demonetized entirely. I have a new.
But they're
channel.
great videos. It's good
I
content.
know, but so I have to like, it's an opportunity cost
you need
where
to
I'm like,
keep
I don't
doing
have,
it to like
I am
almost get CNN's.
I did. I was, dude. I made a video for Jake
name,
Tapper.
Oh yeah, they did. I did see
that.
Yeah,
dude,
where he
I
exposed
literally
how you did that.
Yeah, Jake Tapper. I made a video for him.
Yeah,
I made it to CNN within 2 weeks of making them.
Yeah, so you need to keep doing that.
No, I am keeping doing them, but it's just like I spend pretty much, this show with all the editing and everything takes me like a day kind of thing. So,
yeah,
but no, I'm gonna keep doing them. Yeah, and actually, I haven't told anybody this, but I'm not doing it. But I got offered a job to basically do a radio show, essentially this show on the radio.
Why wouldn't you take that?
Because it's from 12 to
cool.
5 a.m., but it's like a nationally like syndicated radio station, 12 to 5 a.m., 5 days a week.
In New York?
Yeah, but I can't do it because it would fuck up stand-up.
Yeah, I know. Your whole life would be kind of...
My whole life would be turned upside down. But I could do a kind of
version. It's a legit nationally syndicated show, so it'd be played in all these big markets?
Yeah, and it was like really good money. But one, I'd go to bed at 6:30 a.m. every day, which would kill me, and it would fuck up my stand-up. But also, I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do this show.
But it starts at 12 a.m. Theoretically, you still could do stand-up starting at like 9.
I know, but I can't go on the road ever.
Yeah, you couldn't do the road.
Never.
You could go on Saturday.
And this show wouldn't be existing.
And this show wouldn't exist. The bathhouse wouldn't exist.
Well, I'm just talking to Danny as his friend. It is hard to find opportunities, and like. You think terrestrial radio is dying, but it's not that. I mean, if you're in a nationally syndicated
this is like a literally.
That's what I'm saying. Like you work for
one of the
Cumulus
biggest
or one of these
radio
big things.
stations in America.
Yeah, I mean that's legit money.
Steady paycheck too.
Yeah. And probably health insurance and all that stuff. Yeah. But I feel like they wouldn't let me do the show the way I would want to, and I can't. And like the 5 a.m. thing was just. I'm not
6 hours is no, or 6 hours.
It's more like that. It's the time slot, like 12 to 5. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it, and it would fuck up stand up and all this stuff, and it would be a nightmare. So anyway, support the show.
If it was 3 days a week,
I said if it was 3 days a week, I'd do it. Actually,
what'd they say?
They were just like it's a 5 day a week.
Damn,
I know
that'd be good.
Because I would do it 3 days, like
week,
Monday to Wednesday, I would do it.
Yeah.
And I would try and keep that.
You just gotta have a weird schedule. You'd have that 1 day or 2 days.
That's fine. I'm a night owl anyways. Not that much of a night owl, but like I do go to bed at 2 a.m.
Well, I like to take the red eye flights. Do you ever take red eyes?
Yeah,
I kind of purposely take.
I sleep okay on planes, so I can do that.
I just kind of like them because like even though I don't sleep that well, I'm just like kind of tired and zonked out. So like I don't know, it's just nice to land and be home.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind the red eyes. All right, Melissa, I gotta let you go, but appreciate you calling in.
Right, cool. Appreciate you guys.
Melissa.
Bye.
Thanks, Melissa.
Bye.
Later. And yeah, guys, sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/low-value-mail, MAIL, because once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm giving away $500 cash to one person.
Just to one person?
Just to one person, $500 US, which could be for a Canadian, 1,000.
I know, but that feels like you're almost doing like my favorite podcast, Steel Toe Morning Show, kind of a raffle deal. Are you worried about somebody, maybe?
Well, it's not a raffle.
Well, but
and I don't announce it on
Patreon.
I don't announce it on Patreon.
Well, I'm being sarcastic about that, but have you been following the Nick Rekieta stuff?
Like with his criminal issues? Yeah, of course, and all the cocaine and the kids and all that stuff. Yeah, and that's the Dabbleverse, right?
I mean, Steel Toe.
I thought that's all the Dabbleverse.
You consider the
here's the thing.
Rekieta
I don't
stuff the
follow.
Dabbleverse?
I don't follow any of them. But
that's like the Rekietaverse. That's like almost its own
my
verse.
For You page on Twitter is just sprinkled with this stuff from time to time. So like I did Gino's show on Friday, and Gino's like, he's like, I got to go to Minnesota.
He's got to go
to testify, and I'm like, I know.
That's
because
so
I saw
funny.
it just
That's
randomly
so
somewhere
funny
on Twitter.
that he has to go do that.
He's got to go to Minnesota to testify for the shit. It's crazy. All right, let's take another call here. We got Tony. Actually, I'm gonna close the phone lines, everybody. No more calls. Sorry. Hello.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, Danny. Hey, Alex.
Yo.
Tony.
Tony, how's it going, man?
Hey. I just wanted to kind of ask you guys just a feeler question. So, stuff is getting weird, and then now Trump's back in. You think we'll ever, get back to, when stuff was cool? Just for example, they brought up the Dabbleverse. Howard Stern now is maybe the lamest guy,
on
on
Earth.
radio.
It is
will
honestly
we ever get
hard
back
to
to
watch.
a good Howard Stern time?
No.
No.
You'll get someone to replace him. That'll be like the problem.
Joe
is
Rogan kind of.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. But in terms of the comedy, where you have a show that always has, because Joe Rogan is sometimes like this show where there's no comedy, it's a serious show.
Yeah.
Stern always had tons of comedy.
Yeah, but the comedy with a whack pack and Artie Lang.
Yeah, I mean the Kill Tony is the modern day version.
Yeah,
of that.
Kill Tony's.
But this is the problem with Howard is that Howard actually is a funny radio host. He is funny, but he wants to be accepted, so that's why he's gone extra woke or extra safe, because he does. Whether
he must have some skeletons.
He does, and one of the things that he's gets scrubbed off the internet is that there's this model that killed herself that was kind of like a frequent guest on the show, and that this other reporter got from her family member, brought in her ashes, and he pulled out her bones and played with it on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's one of his most. So he's done some stuff that he's not proud of, but I've done stuff that I'm not proud of, and I'm not even 1/1,000,000th as popular as Howard Stern. So that, I feel like even you as a creator, you probably put out stuff you're I don't know.
Put out dog shit all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it just happens. It's just we're just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Because I've had stuff that goes viral. I'm like, that's what. So that's kind of what encourages us to sometimes put out stuff that's maybe not the best, because we've had stuff. That
and some you just don't know.
Sometimes you don't know.
Dude, I made the sketch last week that I put out with the Elon Musk, the memes are AI sketch, and I was like, this is gonna go so viral, and it was one of my biggest bombs.
Dude,
it took me 2 days to make it.
Literally, it took 10 minutes. We saw that there's immigration protests. I was like, I'm just gonna put up a sign. Didn't even do any pre-planning. Say big booty Latinas can stay. It's at 10 million.
Yeah.
500,000 on YouTube in 2 days. And I know that joke, and it's kind of a hack joke because I did that with AOC.
But it's your joke.
Yeah, but I had no idea that it was going to pop off like that. And what's funny is, so I was looking, there's a city council meeting on Wednesday I'm going to go to here before I fly out. And I was thinking, what am I going to say? But I was, at the same time I was looking and planning this trip, I have a trip in Los Angeles on March 10th. Which is 2 weeks away or 3 weeks. And so I was just kind of looking at the city council meetings there. But real quick, Danny, so there they have a city council meeting that's all in Spanish that they do an hour before the normal city council.
Okay.
And you'll see the English-speaking city council members sitting on it. But if you're Spanish and you want to speak at that, sometimes they have a translator at most meetings, but this they have a special one. I've never seen that. So I'm going to go to that one. I'm going to type out some stuff in Spanish and be like, I want to protect big booty Latinas. Because you know why this went viral is not just the people that support me that think it's funny. There's all these progressives that are
yeah,
the fetishization of an ethnicity is not
rage.
Is
the
not
rage
support.
clicks.
Yeah, because there's people that think I'm being earnest and honest, and
yeah.
I do want to protect the big booty Latinas, and this is a support, this is a fetish, and you're sick. So I'm getting support from the right, but not even hate.
People on the left have issues with fetishes. That's rich.
I know, it's weird. You would think because they're so pro-sex, but they're like, this isn't support by sexualization, and I don't know. I think it's funny. I just didn't know that video would be. I mean, like I said, I went to the protest for. I think we were there 18 minutes of how long the whole
And
video.
the thing with Stern too was he was on the radio when radio was really I told my wife if I got offered this job in the 90s to host a radio station from 12 to 5, I probably would, because it would be a way different thing. But now with podcasts, people listen to podcasts, like YouTube. Just it's
I can't even imagine
so
if anyone came
scattered
around and killed it as good as he did back then. It was like just something that could happen in that time.
I mean, I don't
think
think
it can happen.
Nobody will let you do that. Like that had to have happened like gradually and organically. Like he didn't start like that. Like he kind of worked his way into doing all that crazy shit because they kept giving him a little extra rope. And I just, I don't.
No, there won't be anybody like Howard. But it's crazy to think that Rush Limbaugh, who also was #1 and who was Howard's kind of arch nemesis in this weird way because he was always #1 on the AM stations, while Howard was #1 on the FM stations, Rush Limbaugh was kind of more controversial when he passed away than Howard Stern is because he supported Trump. So it's weird to think the guy that would throw baloney on women's strippers' asses is like less toxic than Rush Limbaugh in this modern day, and not the 90s.
Well, because they just give him a pass for all the shit he did. But that's because he's a good boy. All right, Tony, I got to let you go, man. But appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to say shout out to Paige for asking that question when Alex Stein couldn't during the modern day debate. Props to her.
Yes, thank you for watching. This guy's a badass. Yeah, prepaid is so good. She's I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Well done.
All right, take care.
Peace out, fellas.
All right, we got William here. He's been waiting all damn night to get on the phones.
Oh, speaking of, I want to get your opinion on this one video. We'll play it on this.
Yeah, we'll play it. William, are you there?
I'm here.
What's up, buddy? How's it going? Sorry for the wait.
No, hello. You doing dinner?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Dude, I'm so fucking happy you picked up.
Yeah, dude.
It feels like I'm calling in to David Letterman and Jay Leno is the guest.
I like that. That's
nice.
Cool. I appreciate it.
Am I Letterman?
Live and everybody's watching.
I'm Jay.
Yeah, you're Jay. Yeah. All right, I'll take it. We'll both take it. What's up, man?
It's not worth anything, so don't take it too far.
What's up?
Shit. Dude, I was going to write. I'm listening in the background, too.
So you're listening to yourself right now as you're watching the show?
It was about to pop up with my voice, so I heard it.
You're excited.
Like,
It's all good. It's all good. It's been an issue that's plagued AM radio since the beginning. Since the beginning of time.
Caller, turn down your radio.
Yep.
No, I'm really happy to be able to talk to Alex because, I mean, we're pretty much neighbors. I live in Ellis County, and he's right there in Dallas County somewhere.
You're in Ellis County. Shut up. You're right there. I need to get you
born
out
and
of
walked
jail.
dead.
Well, why don't you, we need to get you licensed as a bail bondsman in Ellis County.
I can do it. I had to go up there one time for a year straight.
Do you have a gun? Gun?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, well, some people don't. So, I mean, you might be a felon. That's kind of how I ask people because then if you say no, I'm like, are you a felon? But obviously you're not a felon if you got a gun.
Yeah.
So it's just a test.
Dude,
to
I
see if you
don't
actually
know.
could be in the bail bond business. That's why you asked that question.
And I don't know any that don't currently own weapons anyway.
Sorry, you know every felon you know owns a weapon?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
How is that? Is that just they
It's
illegally
illegal,
own them?
But yeah, it's just like owning.
Can you still buy one?
No, you can't buy one. But you can get one, obviously.
But like you can get one at like the gun shows.
From your
and
friend, yeah, anybody.
Like
not a gun show. They do a background check at a gun show, but you can. It's easy. It's not that hard to get a gun.
Yeah, not in this country.
No, is it that hard
like
in
for
Canada?
instance, gun show, and there are vendors all over the place. And if you know one of the vendors and he is okay with selling you a weapon, it's basically like there are private sales, and so if there's a trust right there, then like, oh, you're not going to use this weapon for a murder or anything, for a crime, and then just.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's possible.
I mean, it's crazy that it's just on the gun salesman to just eye you up and be like, "Yeah, this guy seems like he's not going to commit a
But
crime."
at the gun shows, technically they're supposed to do
right.
But it's just people know gun dealers. People want to sell guns.
Yeah,
you can buy
yeah.
gun. I mean, you can buy. Yeah, I mean, it is not that hard to get.
I mean, there's more guns in this country than people.
If you can buy heroin, you can buy a gun.
Yeah, that's true. First time I ever came to New York City, I was walking around when I was probably like 20. I was walking around Times Square, and some guy came up to me. He's like, "You want to buy weed?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You want to buy a gun?"
You should have said yes.
I was going back to Canada.
There's no guns up there. It would have been worth double in Canada.
Way more. I was watching, actually, there was this big gold heist in Canada. I don't know if you heard about it. They like someone stole $40 million of gold from the Toronto airport where there was that plane crash today. And
yeah, I saw that Delta flight upside down. But
upside down, crazy. And then
but everybody lived though, right?
Yeah, everybody does.
Gosh, I'm so scared of this FAA, the Black Hawk helicopter.
This isn't FAA though. This is Transport Canada.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Different
I'm
country.
talking about what happened. I'm not specifically
it's still,
referencing what happened
I was
today.
talking to somebody, I don't know if it was on the show or something, but like, dude, there hasn't been a before
I know,
the
in 15
Washington
years, but there has
one,
been a lot of close calls.
There's been a lot lately, it seems like. But it's still...
Yeah, it's like the last 20 days, there's been like... What I forgot exactly what it was, but there in the last 20-something days, there have been like as many crashes.
Yeah.
And I have this sick brain where I like to gamble. I don't know if you are. And I don't gamble too much, and I really do not encourage people to gamble. I say this like I don't gamble that much, but I have that gambler's mentality.
You go to the casino?
A little bit.
You ever play bubble craps?
Yeah, bubble craps is fine as long
God.
as you don't get that 7, and you put in, it's fun to put in like $50 and I put 5 on all the numbers. But what I'm saying is there is ways to gamble, but because I have that mentality that I can win, that I can always, maybe the slot machine might hit big, I have that, like, people might say I'm pessimistic, but I'm really not. I'm really, I think that I could win this slot machine, and that's why
I mean, somebody's got to win.
What I'm saying, that's why I look at plane crashes. Like, if I think that I could be 1 in a million when it comes to a slot machine, I probably could be 1 in a million that happens to be the person that dies in the plane crash 1 out of every 15 years. So, like, that's kind of where my head is
I mean, dude, you can walk out of here right now and just...
And die, yeah. So, I don't know. So, should we live in life in fear?
You're in Times
Obviously
Square
not.
in New York City right now.
Obviously, don't live in fear. But I do. That's why I feel like I'm going to be on the plane where the person's like, the landing gear's failure is not working.
I mean, they still land them. It's just bumpy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the fucking plane landed on its roof and nobody got killed.
Hey, I know that is a positive thing. Seeing that made me a little more reassured.
You would think you're like, I saw a video of the crash and it's like flames and everything. You're like, no way one person survived.
Yeah, and they were walking out of it upside down. It looked
the craziest part is people instantly. It's such a sickness. People just pulling out their phones. They're evacuating.
I would have my phone out.
Evacuating.
I pull out my phone during hard turbulence.
Dude, evacuating a burning plane, but you've crashed. You're upside down. You're like dangling from your seatbelt, and you whip out your phone to be like, just fucking start filming.
We need more people filming.
Sick.
It is sick, but we should have more clips of it.
Sickness.
We don't have enough footage of what happened in D.C.
Yeah. William, anything else, man? Sorry, go ahead.
Imagine if everybody had a cell phone on 9/11.
We'd have a lot more footage.
Yeah.
We'd have a lot.
From everything. It would be footage from in the building.
Well, the FBI would have gone to your house and confiscated it.
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
They took all the security footage, but yeah.
Did you see that shit in Germany on 60 Minutes with the fucking they did yesterday?
What was it?
It was like their cyber crimes, kind of like basically their hate speech division.
Oh.
And it was like these coordinated raids for literally posting racist memes, and they're like taking everybody's phones and like
And
you go to
Germany?
you like go to jail if you're like a multiple offender for literally posting memes. And they're like, dude, it's illegal. They're like, they were interviewing these like police officers. They're like, it's if you retweet a meme, that's illegal. If you like the post, that's illegal.
Wow, retweeting is illegal.
Liking a post,
jail time.
Literally illegal in Germany. It's fucking insane. Insane.
YouTube will send a notification every single morning at 9 a.m. that says that I'm a cyberbully and my commenting ability has been halted for 24 hours.
You get that every day?
I have a screenshot of it happening every day.
Crazy.
I'm not surprised.
And so the only
is
during a live stream chat.
They're very punitive.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll get a little better with Trump in office.
All right,
I think they know.
I'll let you go, Danny.
I think they know how things are going. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, William.
Well, I'm not just trying to say this to be devil's advocate, but they might ramp up censorship to try to counteract. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're right. I think things will probably get more chill, but you know what I mean? Like,
they'll see how everyone else is going, and it's all about you just don't want to be the one sticking your neck out doing the different thing like Elon essentially did with X. But now that Facebook and Instagram are kind of like...
My Instagram's still funny. Like, my account was where it couldn't be shown to non-followers. Now it's off, actually, but it just got off.
Yeah, but they're like, I think they'll be a little more reasonable. Let's take another call here. We got Todd, California gun owner, calling in.
A lot of gun owners good.
Yeah. I mean, seems like in this country. Hello, Todd. You're on Low Value Mail. What's up?
What's up, Danny?
What up, Todd?
How's it going?
Oh, dude, we got Pimp on a Blimp on here. Oh, shit.
Let's go. Get your lighters out. Let's smoke something.
Motherfucker, dude. That video you just made of
big booty Latinas can stay. I pissed my pants. I watched it like 20 fucking times. I shared it on my fucking story. I fucking sent it to like fucking 8 of my buddies and shit like that, dude. We fucking like really good fucking video.
Dude, you're too nice. Yeah, like I said, I was telling Danny, we knew about that protest all day. I had no idea that, and I need to do that more. But then protect big booty Latinas because it resonates on both sides. That's what I was saying. Is that even like nobody really wants their housekeeper, deported.
Sure.
Like a Latina woman, yeah, she might. If you cheat on her, she might beat your ass. But like,
she'll cut
nobody
you.
cares about a big booty Latina. They don't want the gang members. You know what I mean? That shows you that's the real racism. It's like, people aren't even against illegal immigration. They just don't want like criminals here. You know?
Of course.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making too, man. Fucking get a face tattoo, get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's a fair judgment call. Like if they have tattoos on their face, that would be gang affiliation to me, and I would think that could be a reason to like Canada. If you get a DUI in America, you can't even get into Canada.
Correct.
So
and vice versa.
Dude,
I know, but
my sister
is it vice versa?
Dude, the reason why you can't get into Canada
Wait, caller, hold on one
The
second.
reason you can't get into Canada with a DUI is because America won't let a Canadian in with a DUI.
Is that true?
Yes.
But America will let in a rapist from the Trinidad gang?
Yes, as long as they fucking don't go
Have
through
any background,
inspection.
yeah.
No, they don't go through inspection.
But that is true though. If a Canadian has a DUI, you can't come to America.
Correct.
I remember my buddy.
Dude, it's literally Canada just
Chad
enforces
Russell.
the same laws that America enforces. So if America says this is an issue, then Canada goes, then this is an issue coming to Canada.
My buddy was 21.
I didn't know that, Danny. Hey,
Yeah.
man, that's fucking like,
So they
thanks
actually-
for fucking educate me, dude.
So they did start that kind of because my buddy.
I don't know who started it. My assumption is America.
My
started
buddy
it.
was on a family vacation. He was like 20, 21 when we were in college. I wasn't on it, but like they were going like Whistler or something, and they stopped him at the border. He was like in college, got a DUI, actually got it dismissed, got it all worked out, but he just got arrested for it, and they wouldn't let him go with his family like a 21-year-old because it was within like 2 years or a year or something.
Yeah. Same going into America.
Wow.
Dude, America's the hardest country to get into. In
I
the
mean,
world.
you tell me that. Yeah, we have like the worst.
I understand
legal
like the
immigration
whole
problem.
southern border, with people streaming in like illegally, but if you go the legal route,
it is the hardest.
It's the hardest by far.
My sister, she got denied the border of Canada like 4 times.
And she's an
And like,
American?
and got the 3rd or 4th, American and shit.
Did she have
but
a
she got
record?
like DUIs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She DUIs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but they were like kinda, like after the 3rd time and shit like that, they were like very, very serious, and they were like, "Hey, if you try getting into our country again, we're gonna put you in jail." And she just like she just stopped trying and shit like that. They told her to go to an embassy and just kind of like talk to them, and be like, "I'm a good person, and, like I fucked up." And,
I mean,
like,
you can
I'm
get
not
in.
gonna,
You just
like,
have to literally like apply for it. And,
Yeah, you
and
have
like,
to go to a Canadian embassy and like,
no, you just apply, and you just have to show that like you don't have any more DUIs, and like some time has to pass, like, and then
yeah, that's why my
She got-
friend like
she
he
had,
got it
like, she had,
dismissed,
like,
but it
4
had
of
been
them.
it had been like within whatever the time frame was.
But I'm telling you, it's because America has those laws, and so Canada's like, well, if you guys are gonna have those laws, we can't not have those same laws.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate Canada. I kind of want Canada to stay to themselves. But
kind of think Canada's gonna win on Thursday night.
Well, I mean, you know what? Nobody gives a shit because hockey.
Because hockey, I know.
But
I know.
You would love for America to annex or take over Canada because then you'd become a citizen and your life would be a lot easier.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, like I have a friend who he has a business and it's like heavily impacted right now by all these tariffs. Like he's fucked, and like I do. I mean, I've been talking about
business. What is he in?
No, he's in the scrap metal business, and like all these tariffs are specifically.
Did you see though how they're
on
billing us
aluminum and steel?
$200 billion for crude oil that they can't even refine.
They're not billing. They literally sell it at a discount. Like there's so much misinformation around
There
this.
is misinformation.
Canada literally refines crude oil that they sell unrefined crude oil that they sell America at like a steep discount, and then America's like, we're giving you guys we have this crazy trade imbalance, and you're like, yeah, because you're buying it at a discount. But Canada's full of all these retarded climate people who essentially they're like, we should build our own refinery and we should build our own pipelines that go across the country.
should.
And then the climate people are like, no pipelines, no refineries, none of this.
Yeah, that's
shit.
why they like have
so
to
they're
sell it
forced.
cheap. Yeah, it's like
they have to.
That's fucking Danny.
Like-
that's fucking crazy, dude.
It's
Like,
honestly
that's why, remember when
dumbest country.
Remember when Trump, when the prices were really low of fuel because we had too much gas?
Yeah.
Like they had too much in the reserves, they had to get rid of it.
No, Biden sold all the gas
Yeah,
out
well,
of the
he
strategic
sold the reserves
refinery.
too. But well, I'm just
No,
saying.
I think Trump filled the strategic reserves, Biden then went and like when gas was super cheap or oil, Trump bought it, and then Biden went when oil was high and went and sold it all.
I think we're at the lowest oil reserves in like 20 years of fucking America and shit.
Dude,
right
you
now.
know Canada doesn't. I just learned this the other day. Canada doesn't have any gold.
What is their dollar backed
Doesn't
on?
have any gold.
I mean,
Like
look,
the
you're
gold
about
reserves?
the American dollar's not backed by gold either, but like at least they have crazy gold, like they have
Fort
gold
Knox,
reserves here. Canada just someone decided, like I think Trudeau, whereas like we don't need gold, we have resources, and they just sold off all their gold.
Dude, Danny, so what's up with that fucking that gold heist that happened? Like, I saw some news, but like I'm not
if
like,
you get a chance, it's I don't know if you could watch it in America, but on the CBC, which they are pretty trash normally, but they sometimes make something good. It's the show called The Fifth Estate, which is like a long running Canadian show. But basically these like all these Indian dudes robbed like a Brinks like an airplane shipment.
it was an airplane, and they
$40 million worth of gold
Like on the tarmac or whatever, like
at the
airport
at the
over there?
customs like warehouse. Gave him a fake bill of lading or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically made a fake bill. Then they load it in a truck. The truck drives away. They lose track of it. They don't report it like stolen because they didn't realize for like 8 hours or something. And then the gold essentially got melted down and like shipped to Dubai. And it's gone. You can't track gold. And like a lot of these guys, like one of the guys is like in India, one of the guys is just like in Dubai.
Did you see that?
They can't find
Did you see
them.
that viral clip of Joe Rogan talking about gold?
No.
So what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold?
I saw this. Yeah.
So you did see it.
yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah.
And did you hear what he said?
The Troy ounce. And then he's like, "What nationality came up with that?"
That was funny.
I looked it up though. I don't think it was the Jews. I did see that clip and I go, "Was it the Jews come up with the Troy ounce?" I couldn't get a
Probably not.
an
but
answer.
It's
on
probably
whether it was
not,
the
but
Jews.
still, it's just easier.
Speaking
to
on
say
that question, Brookings Brown in the chat says, "Alex, 271K or 6 million? Don't be coy about it."
I just want to say.
I mean, probably more close to 1 million. Like
No. If you
I think
touch,
it's like-
if you touch any rabbi, it's literally displacement. It's about 12 million. It is like 12 million.
that.
They say 12. You've heard that. I'm not just
12
saying
million
that. I'm not
Jews
saying that
died?
sarcastically.
I've never heard 12 million.
When they talk about the Holocaust, when they say the
No. The
overall-
total was like
total 12 million.
Yeah, more. Like if you include like all the gypsies.
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
and the
it's 12 million,
cripples.
yeah.
And
Whoa,
whatnot.
but hey,
That's what they say.
Gypsies aren't
I'm
people. We
just
don't
telling you that
include
is what
them.
that's what they say.
No, we're talking about
Gypsies
Jews.
aren't people.
Yeah. No, the Jews. Actually,
Gypsies
I've
are.
read-
They're annoying, but they are people.
They will pickpocket you if you're.
Yeah,
ever in
and they'll
Rome
do the
anyway.
worst.
All right, Todd, I gotta let you go. We got a lot of callers here, but appreciate it, man.
All right, brother.
Todd, everybody. Poison 1553 asks, Alex, if you were president, would you make BBLs mandatory for all Latinas?
No, I'm actually anti-BBL.
I hate BBLs.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I
they
see
look
those videos.
disgusting.
Well, and there's like TikTok videos or Instagram videos where the girls are at the BBL clinic in Venezuela or whatever, and they all have to sit on the chairs in their knees because
Yeah.
they can't sit on their butt.
I
And they're
know.
all crying.
I
And
know.
they have like
It's-
bandages
the whole
on their
thing's
ass.
so stupid.
It looks so weird. and
Yeah,
just-
I remember when I was in Miami actually during COVID, and we went out for lunch, and like someone I was with's friend met us, and she had just had a BBL, and she like had to sit on a donut.
Yeah, like that's
It's so
insane.
stupid.
And like when you touch the butt, like you want it to
It
feel
looks
like,
nasty.
I know, like I don't know.
It doesn't even look good. Horseshoes and Hanger, and he says Alex deserves reparation for the trans community for censorship.
I agree.
Okay, let's take a few more calls. Can I get you for another 10 minutes here, Alex?
Yes.
I know we're running a little over time here.
I gotta
but we
use
had,
the restroom
we had a couple.
shortly.
All right. We got 10 more minutes, everybody. I'm sorry if I don't get to your calls. I'm not going to be able to get to them all, unfortunately. Apologies for that. We'll do our best, though. Hello. You're on
Hello,
low
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You're on low value mail. Who am I speaking with?
Thank you. Would you like to talk about the plane crash?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. You have any
All right,
more
what
info
would you like
on it?
to know?
What would we like to know?
Well, I was on it.
About the Canada.
What do you mean you were on it? You were on the flight from Minneapolis to Toronto?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was it like? I don't know if there's a troll.
Nick
but
Ricciardo was on that flight.
Shut up.
Yes, he was. You didn't
Nick
see
was
it?
flying
Nick-
into Toronto?
Yeah, he was flying into Toronto.
He has cocaine charges. They're not letting him into Toronto.
I don't know why he was there. I think it was for a tattoo convention, but I believe that.
What?
Yes, he posted about it. Go look at Nick Ricciardo.
Nick Ricciardo was. So you were on the flight today. So you're current. Where are you in? Where? Okay. Let me ask some questions because from someone who lives in Toronto. Are you from Minneapolis or Toronto?
Minneapolis.
You're from Minneapolis. What are you doing in Toronto?
I'm just coming in for the week.
And where are you staying? Like, what part of town are you staying?
Well, right now they have us staying at the airport hotel.
Okay. At the Sheraton?
At Sheraton.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always the Sheraton. Okay, I believe it. So what happened then? This is kind of crazy. So you guys did they give you any sort of warnings when the flight was landing?
No, we were our landing was delayed. We had to go around.
Okay.
A couple times. And as we were approaching the runway, as we started to make our descent, they were approaching the runway, and somebody told a Chad Zumach joke, and a bomb went off.
All right. I was hoping that was a real call.
Do you believe that guy?
I don't know.
You could tell he had a voice.
Modulator kind of thing?
Something.
I was hoping.
Here, real quick, before we take the next
I'm
caller.
gullible.
We're not going to get through all the callers, but I wanted to.
No, we're not going to get through them all. I was kind of hoping. I was like, you never know. But then also, if you were on that plane, why the fuck would you be listening to this show right now?
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Okay, what do you got here? You got a video?
Great debate. My question is for the transgender. So, you're on.
Hold on. I'm not. If you're going to refer to me that way, I'm not interested in talking to you.
No,
Thank
just
you.
answer the question.
No, that's so disrespectful.
Well, let me just answer real quick. Let me just ask you a question. Don't be scared. Just because you're transgender, so you're a tranny, you're afraid to answer my question. Is that what you're saying? I know, but seriously, I can't call you transgender. No, but it's just annoying. My question is, you're on record saying that you don't tell everybody you're trans, that you've kissed people that aren't trans. I know, but you're just such a pussy and coward. Your real pussy's fake, but you're afraid to talk to me. So maybe you are a pussy. Yeah. I know, you're a boy. You're delusional. You're a boy. You can't deal with it. You're a transgender. That's what you are, and you can't accept that? It's just.
So is that too far?
I mean, for what, I guess.
That Brianna Wu posted it.
Oh, that was Brianna Wu?
Yeah, I said I was attacking her.
Where was that?
At DebateCon.
Oh, that was today at DebateCon.
Yeah.
What was the context? Did you have a real question?
Yeah, I had a real question. Well,
I thought you were allowed to call them transgender.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah,
So
I think she just knows who you are.
Yeah, she's a Destiny.
Yeah, I think she just knows who you are, and probably because of that.
Yeah. But they've tweeted about how they were victimized and all this stuff. So.
Yeah, but that's kind of them.
No, I know. Hey, let's go.
Alex Stein. Troublemaker Alex
Pimp
Stein.
on a blimp.
Pimp, I want to blimp. All right, we're going to take 2 more calls. Sound good, Alex?
Sounds good.
I apologize. We have a little short show tonight, a little shorter than normal.
How long do you usually go?
I normally go 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
But we would have had more time had I not had technical issues. So 2 more calls. If you're on the line, I apologize. We're not going to be able to get to everybody, but I'll do my best to get to it. Well, we'll get to 2 more. Hello. Speaking of which, actually.
Hey, what up?
Hey, what's up? You're on Low Value Bell.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if you guys were keeping up with Bridget Macron being
a boy.
transgender with Camille.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I mean, it looks really weird that they admitted that Brigitte was, grooming.
She groomed her husband.
I know, like they admitted
she was his teacher.
They admitted that they had like a sexual relationship when he was a child, but because the age of consent laws
He was like 14.
or 15, I believe, but I guess that's when their age of consent, or maybe it was 16. All I know is he was a child and she's banging him. But maybe she's a boy. Maybe they weren't even banging.
The thing is, in
know.
France, they're like in France, probably like the actual people in France, they're all like, don't even think it's a big deal. I mean,
something's up with
every
with
protest.
Brigitte, though.
I get tagged in it a million times for every protest they have, and it's all fucking everybody's all the topless chicks. And
well, like if you asked me if I had like a gun to my head and it was like,
I don't think she's trans.
Is Michelle Obama trans? And I would think no, right?
I go no on both of them.
But you see Joan Rivers say that she's trans, and then
Yeah.
she dies. And I know Joan Rivers gets a lot of surgery, but I don't know. It's just
How old? But Joan Rivers was like in her 80s.
She wasn't that. I don't know. She might have been, but Joan Rivers seemed healthy, and Joan Rivers was a great comedian. Like she kind of knew the line. She did cross the line, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
But
as we all have.
I feel
She was
like-
81 years old when she died.
which is an elderly woman, but at the same.
I mean, if
time,
you're 81 years old, you probably have on any year-to-year basis like a minimum
Yeah.
of 5% chance of dying.
Oh, probably
10%.
more than that. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's weird that she said that statement, and I do think Michelle Obama looks kind of masculine. And then Barack Obama, I mean, if those letters are true that he's writing gay fantasy letters to his ex-girlfriend, like That's weird.
Dude, you're wearing the Tucker Carlson show hat. The maybe funniest thing ever was episode 2, where he just has this guy on who's like,
Larry Sellers or whatever.
yeah, he's like, I sucked Obama's dick while we were doing
I think
crystal
Barack
meth.
Obama is. I mean, Barack Obama admitted that he did cocaine, and they used to call him like the interceptor because he would always intercept joints when he was in Hawaii growing up. So like, he's not an altar boy.
No, nobody's saying he's an altar boy. I don't think either of them. We discussed it on the Boys Cast Patreon. I was looking at photos of Brigitte Macron. Doesn't look transgender to me.
Just a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the only really thing. Also, I think I broke up Louis and his last relationship.
Oh, congrats.
Louis Gomez.
Yeah.
Badly. No, I feel bad now. I'm like, damn, because I made a.
What did he do?
I made a meme of the.
He says he broke up his last relationship.
No,
What'd
that's
you
not
do?
good. Lewis rules.
Yeah, Lewis is the man.
No, I know. I like him a lot. I just accidentally. Well, I made a meme. I make memes all the time on Facebook, and this one made it to Twitter. It was his picture of his girlfriend, and I edited it with her forehead extra big, and then I made her jaw pretty more thicker. And
sounds nice.
They even mentioned it on the. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But then he took that photo down, and then shortly afterwards they broke up.
Wow.
But maybe I'm just giving myself too much credit.
All right. Well,
I don't know. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis was pretty bummed about that one. I'm not gonna lie. He was pretty upset about that breakup.
Yeah, that one hit him
So
hard.
if that is the case, you should probably feel bad. All right, we're gonna take one more call. You good on that?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Last call of the night. I apologize if we don't get to you. I'm sorry, everybody. You know how I feel about that, but Alex has got to go. Hello.
Hey there.
What's happening? You are on Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
It's Dylan Farnham.
Dylan Farnham. I see your super chat, Danny. If you don't take my call, I'm gonna do gay. What is that?
Thank God.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
Thank
something.
God.
You're gonna do something gay. How gay of a thing were you gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's not go there. So I found something out this week about New Jersey.
Okay.
At the FBI's headquarters. They store a software called Pegasus. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
Okay, so Pegasus is basically
Pegasus, the Israeli
software. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it can hack basically any device and get into things using an exploit called Zero Click, where you just merely send a text message, it basically overflows the system and goes into other components of whatever device, and then allows you to backdoor into pretty much anything. And so it's kind of interesting that the FBI keeps that software in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got this big thing going on with all the drones in New Jersey. And then on top of that, I just got a video recommendation from a guy that's a developer at AMD.
Yep.
And he's working with this thing called Ultra Accelerator Interface, where it's going to basically allow tens of thousands to millions of GPUs to be in basically concert with each other. They say it's for AI, but I think they're going to be using that for drones, because that's the next big project that they're working with. They just allocated $1 billion to make a bunch of drones, and it seems like that all could be tied together. I don't know what your thoughts
I mean,
are.
if you listen to that Palmer Luckey interview, you listen to a lot of stuff like the Steve Bannon interview from today. Seems like there's very likely some sort of conflict with China coming.
Well, they've been speculating it's like 2030, 2030.
Yeah, but it seems like it's
probably going to get sooner.
It
But
does
we just
really
talked
seem
about
like
this.
it's coming.
But we get our munitions from them. Like literally, we can't.
Well,
find
I don't know if we necessarily get our well, we probably
I
do
think
get
our
some
ammunition, I'm
but we
pretty
definitely
sure.
get a lot of raw materials to produce that stuff.
So
they probably are like, it would make sense with the drone stuff if you're anticipating some sort of war.
I mean, this is not. I love our troops. I respect everybody and every man and woman in the uniform. But dude, America didn't beat the Taliban.
No.
The Taliban. So we're not going to have a great chance against China in a war. In basketball, yes, the dream team would crush them. But, and I'm not saying China would just beat us. It would be like how look at Russia and Ukraine. Russia is so much more dominant, but Russia has lost almost 1 million of its soldiers.
Yeah, 500,000.
I was reading that it's like 950,000.
Oh, really?
Google it right now.
I only heard that in reference actually from that Steve Bannon thing. He said 1 million for Ukraine, 570.
See, I've heard it different. I heard it was like 900,000 on Russia, and then it was like 150.
Yeah, but the problem is like if you read like some left-wing media, they'll make it higher.
Exactly. But see, when you Google it, see what it says, because I did read that it was like 900,000 Russians and a couple 100,000 Ukrainians. It's over 1 million though if you add them both up.
Yeah, it says here 860,000 approximately.
Total or on the Ukrainian on the Russian side?
On the Russian side.
Yeah. So that number is that's what they're saying.
So where I was kind of tying all that stuff in together is because once you get into the back door of one of these devices, then everything on that same shared network is basically exposed. So that's why I was kind of tying that stuff together as far as.
Yeah, but everybody has your information. Everybody, you know what I mean?
No, not. But what I'm saying is if they can get into devices that are going to be sharing the same GPUs and same network, not for us. I'm not commanding any military drone, but.
You think they're going to hack our military equipment, is what you're saying? You think that Pegasus will use that to hack our military
the Chinese are constantly trying to hack the American military.
And Israel's the controller from, like, the company NSO is the one that made Pegasus, and Israel's the one that sold China their nuclear
if I were you, I'd convert. If I were you, I'd convert to Judaism as soon as possible.
It's water's warm over here.
No, thank you. I don't work for the Blaze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you work? Where do you work, sir?
So, all right.
Sir, where do you work?
That's it.
He doesn't want to answer that.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm a mechanic, but I've had an electrical engineering background.
So you work at like a car shop. Like when you say mechanic, are you doing like what kind of like just cars or what kind of mechanic?
I work on very expensive vehicles.
Huh, very nice.
I'm pretty good at what I do.
Nice. Well, congrats. All right, Dylan. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Dylan, everybody.
Dylan.
All right, that's been the show. One quick. We got a super chat. I got a. Oh, shit's freezing. Alex Stein, do you wash your legs? Logan Sorter would like to know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like with like a washcloth or whatever. Like.
Yeah. Do you wash your legs?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I put because my legs are, like when I walk or exercise. Yeah, like my legs get sweaty as hell. Yeah, so
your legs get sweaty.
Yeah, like my legs. Yeah, like my socks are drenched.
Oh.
And my feet stink, so I have to wash my feet.
Oh, okay. I don't have stinky feet.
You don't either? Like, no, I have to put soap. I have to not only wash my calf, but I have to in case I'm like, unless I'm like in a hurry or something,
sure.
But like 90% of my showers, I have to put like soap on my feet and wash my feet.
I think the stream just ended. Yeah. Did the stream just die?
Are we still live?
I don't know what just happened.
Did your computer shut off? What? Let's see.
No, it says, I don't know.
No, we're still live.
Oh, okay. Weird. The thing just crashed.
It looks like there is a delay.
YouTube just crashed for me. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. And
this is a blast. And
thank you for coming on. And Poison says, Danny, last question of the night. L Cup cans, yes or no? Yeah. More the merrier. Why not?
L Cup like the size of breast?
Yeah.
ABCD.
And one Antonio says, let's take every new threat with a grain of salt. China's the new space race enemy. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. The question is, can you afford to be wrong? All right, that's been the show. Alex, where can people find you?
Prime Time with Alex Stein on YouTube. Go and check that out. Everybody in the chat. Shout out Morgan, all the chat rats that were in the chat. Thank you guys for always supporting and being there. And I got a bunch of dates. I'm going to a bunch of colleges this semester. SMU, UConn, UTD, Loyola Marymount. So I'll be on the lookout. I'm coming to a college near you.
Check it out. Shout out to our producer, Mark. That has been the show. Mark is the man. We got an all-new episode of The Bathhouse tomorrow night. Check the super chats, Logan says. I checked them. What did I miss? I got your super chat. I asked the question. I think I got it. Oh, Poison says, Alex, are you in favor of making squats and hip thrusts mandatory for all Latinas?
Yes, but I would like it. I mean, Latinas, if picking up laundry baskets is a lower body workout in itself. So as long as they're just kind of being, a positive cog in the system, they'll probably get their cardiovascular workout in just naturally doing whatever a job that they do.
Yeah, I think so. And Iron Man Metal Bill says, I'd let AOC rip one in my face. Sean from Pittsburgh, shout out to the pimp on Lefties Losing It.
Oh, we love Sky News. Yes, we love Lefties Losing It. Rita is the best.
Yeah. All right, that's been the show. Sign up for the Patreon. Support the show. Patreon.com/low-value-mail, MAIL. You can win some money, and you can support this show. That's been the show. Bad news, no show for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be in Portland. No, I'm going to be on the road next week.
Portland's actually pretty good.
I'm going to be on the road for the next 2 weeks, unfortunately. So we will be back in 3 weeks from tonight. I'm kind of doing the Hitler thing right now.
You are Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk is what I meant to say. But we'll be back with a new episode of The Bathhouse tomorrow night, 9 p.m. live from the Stand Comedy Club Green Room. We have a fantastic lineup for you, so check that out. Apologies for the tech issues. YouTube, at it again. That's been the show. Good night, everybody.
I'm really a poet, you know it, on my shit heroic. Empathic abilities, yeah, my face be also stoic. Bleep, blow up, nigga, that just means I'm working. They see me as a leader, so that's why I'm Captain Kirkin. These tracks from the stars, that much is for certain. You can feel this hit if you up or if you hurtin'. I'm raising my stock, not talking my feet in some Birkin. Number Johnny 5, got a fucking short circuit. Bring the track to life when I spit phenomenally. When I hit, she feel that shit in her abdominals. These rappers make me laugh like comic view, they comical. You know I got a ball out, I hit the track running just like Sonic do. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, they was trying to get me on my hype shit. Yeah, they don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, they tried to down me up some KO type shit. Yeah, they don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, now we pulling up fresh on some flight shit. Ha. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, they don't wanna turn on my light switch. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, they was trying to get me on my hype shit. Yeah, they don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, then they tried to down me up some KO type shit. Yeah, they don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah, now I'm pulling up fresh on some flight shit. Ha. They don't wanna turn on